Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just finishing up a phone call with Harvey Neighbors because it's been crazy, and I'm getting the video ready to share with you all. So it's getting ready right now. But how is everybody today? How's your day? Mine was crazy busy already. I mean, as usual, crazy busy. And hey, Foxy, did anybody go live earlier? I tried, but it didn't work. That's why I have the video. It's it's like coming together right now. I'll try to share with you guys. Hey, French, how are you? Oh, absolute right. Mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What's going on, French? ¿Cómo se va? I'm tired. Long day. Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh yeah, you're right, French. Yeah. So Colby was arrested tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have any elections going on in Quebec right now, French? Right, right. Well, do you want to come on? I'm gonna switch over because I started my live, but you're welcome to come on and do you want to come on? You're welcome to come on. I um I just got on my live, and if you if you want to come on and talk, Richard, come on in. Sorry, French. I'm also on the phone. I meant I was talking to a neighbor, not you. I know you didn't want to come on, French. Sorry. I'm on you. I have you, and you're on my live. They can't hear you. They can't hear you, but they can hear me talking. But yeah, Richard, if you want, you're. I don't know where Chappelle went, but you're welcome to come on the show if you want. I want Chappelle to come on and talk to us about the library board and Shawana. I want them to tell us what all the drama with the library board. She might have, but yeah, oh, well, Richard, do you want to come and join us? My video is just finishing up, so then I'm gonna play it on my lives. It's not ready yet, but then when it is, I'm gonna share it with the viewers. Actually, let me see. Somebody sent me an article about it too, even though I was there. Uh, oh, okay. WGN. Who else was there? NBC. Oh, let me Google you guys while I'm waiting for my video. I'm gonna Google Regina. Maybe let's see if we can find Regina's YouTube. Should we go to NBC5 YouTube? Let's see. But yeah, Richard, you wanna come on? You can come on the show and talk if you want. Do you have YouTube? I mean, sorry, not Richard. Robert. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm calling you Richard. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm calling you. I was thinking ours, but yeah, I'm calling you Robert. No, no, it was not one of the YouTubers. It was you. I was talking to you. Yeah, you can come on if you do you have it? You can. I'm always looking for people to come on the show and share. It's fun. It is live though. And hey, everybody. Hmm? I'm looking for NBC5 right now. NBC5 Chicago. And let's see if they have it posted yet. Sometimes they don't post it right away. Although, let's see here. Top news. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think it's live yet. Okay. Maybe I'll what if I just search for Colby Chapman? Let's see what shows up. Maybe then the charges dropped. Okay, we saw that. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, okay, maybe it's just the WGN. Okay. Hmm. Well, maybe I'll start by sharing that. We'll see how they did on their clip. And yeah, French, yes, yep. So Colby has been, if you're just tuning in, Colby is my alderwoman, and she's been arrested. This is the fourth time now. She never did anything wrong. She just asked questions of and challenges the mayor to be transparent and to listen to the residents. So, but yes, Robert, are you going to join me? Because I should probably hang up. I don't want to do phone in this at the same time. Yeah. Come on and join us. Okay. All right. Bye. Okay, yeah, sorry guys. I was like on a call with neighbors at the same time as doing this, you know. This is how today has been, but who am I kidding? That's how every day is. Between work, all my Harvey stuff, the other community stuff, it's like I don't get paid for any of this community work. That's why if I could start making some money off from doing the YouTube lives, that would help, and I could put that towards helping people in the community. And actually, I wouldn't mind showing receipts so you could actually see where the money's going, because that also gets me when people ask for money, but then they don't want to be show receipts, or be transparent with it. Maybe they got good food in jail. Yeah, but can you believe that? So that's utter BS. So this is my alderwoman. I was arrested last year. Colby's been arrested now 4 times. We neither me nor Colby, neither Colby nor I think would be the correct way to say it, did anything wrong. We never did anything wrong. Never. There's no reason for us to be arrested. He just does this stuff because he's a bully. And he's not the only one, right? I mean, there are tons of politicians out there, tons of mayors like that. French, do you have a lot of corruption where you live? I mean, I hear that Quebec. Il y a plein de corruption au Québec, on me dit. I'm told there is lots of corruption there. Yes. Ooh, tell us. Tell us a juicy bit about corruption where you're at while I'm getting the video ready here. Hey, Wyoming. How are you? How are you guys? How are y'all? Y'all. What's a sexy corruption story from Quebec, French? Oh, you guys do have a lot of really good socialist programs, which I like. You guys, from what I understand of Quebec, like the schools are good, good healthcare, things like that. But I feel like corruption is just such a universal human thing. It's like, how do I boil it down? Can we just say that universally, if humans are not held accountable, they tend to abuse power and resources? I mean, is that fair to say? I just feel like that covers every culture, every time of history, every you know what I mean? It might look slightly different depending on where you're at, but I think in general it's a human issue. We tend to abuse power and resources if there are no checks and balances. And look at this big boy. He wants to say hello. He always is, even if I just played with him, he is my stray that I took in from Harvey. And French, you would appreciate it because his name is Hubert. Since I used to teach French, I had to give him a French name. Misuse of like mismanaged money? No, Hubert, stop. No. The construction mafia, same thing. Political figures hire their friends. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I love the construction mafia. Oh my God, that's so true, right? Ain't that the truth? Um, what about you, Wyoming? You got corruption there? No, Hubert. Chill. You got corruption in Wyoming? Oh, Crook, there you are. Yeah, I thought you really worried me. You disappeared for a day. Were you were traveling for work, right? I meant to call you today, but I've been on the phone all day trying to call the police. I mean, sorry, the Illinois State Police, the Cook County State's attorney, several attorneys. Oh my God, I've just been so busy. We back down like SmackDown. Unfortunately, Oregon has quite a bit of corruption. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Don't you guys feel like it's just a universal human thing, unfortunately? It's sad but true. Um, okay, I just wanted to tell Diana that we're talking to if she wanted to join. Okay, Robert said he's got to put his son to sleep. And then I will send a link. Let me send one to Conscious. We'll see. Maybe Conscious wants to come. I get back on Tuesday night, hibernated all day Wednesday, and got back out yesterday to try to catch up. Oh, okay. Yeah, and I figured the more power and money they get, the more corruption. Right, right. And that's why I feel like it's not like it's bad power, but it needs to be spread out. And we have to provide a lot of accountability, transparency, checks and balances. Does that make sense? Okay, I just let Conscious know if she wanted to come on and say, hey. I'm going to let this other person know because I'll let Foxy know. Oh, that's right. Foxy's in there already. That's fine. I'll let. Oops. But yeah, we didn't even end up having we didn't even end up having a meeting tonight. It was canceled. $1 million for a million guys. Hi, Ms. Hantasha. I don't know if you showed up to City Hall or not, but we didn't even end up having a meeting. It was just a fiasco. Don't forget to hit the. Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Wyoming. I was gonna say, yeah, I need some mods. Well, no, Crook's a mod. I'm like, Wyoming, you want to be a mod? I shouldn't even say I'm offering mod jobs. I don't even know exactly what all you guys can do, but somebody was telling me that you need a mod. You need more mods. I'm gonna let this lady on the library board know. Can you come on the live now and share? I'm trying to get somebody from the library board to come on to tell us about what's happening in the library board. I'm playing catch up. Okay. Yeah, I know how that is, Crook. Well, especially, yeah, you drive a lot. That's got to be a lot. All right. I was there. I think it was a ruse to arrest the Yeah, yeah. And you know what's crazy, Cheryl, is that Colby said that it seems like they were trying all day to arrest her. Like, it's great. Like, we have unsolved murders. We have drug dealing that goes on that people tell me is being protected by Harvey police. We have animals that roam the city. Like, there's all these problems that the police could be working on, and you are lurking outside an alderwoman's house who just happens to speak up. Like, she's not doing anything illegal. She's doing her job, and like that's what you're spending our resources on. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, and thank you, Wyoming gal. I was gonna say I gotta get an Amazon wish list. What's her name? Burgundy was telling me about that last night. And I'm like, that's smart. Okay, I'm telling my neighbors they can come on and talk. Oh yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I just need some like decompressing time. It's been one of those crazy days. It's been like crazy weeks. There's always stuff going on here. It's been a crazy week, you guys. I wanted to have a bonfire the other night. Oh, okay. One of my neighbors says it's her bedtime. I understand. I know. I don't get up super early, so I totally get that. Like, if you're an early riser, you're an early riser. But yeah, I should not only make an Amazon wish list, but actually do some legit fundraisers. Like, for instance, I was just talking to a neighbor. Now, granted, this neighbor of mine is like they're very sweet. The house, like they probably have some things they could use help with, but like I don't think they would ever want to ask. But like when I see things like that and people who really do take, like, they're not looking for handouts, it just makes me wanna, like, I do wish I had more resources to help people because you see the need. Wyoming gal, Supergirl. Hey, DMG. Clarky boy trying to stop her from running for mayor. Right. Yeah, that's why they're trying. I think that's why they're trying the felony charge. Because remember, if you have a felony, at least in Illinois, you cannot run for local or state. Definitely at least local. But it's weird. There are some exceptions because, like, you can run for county. Isn't that weird? It's like, okay. And the guy impersonating a particular officer. Oh, I didn't know there was someone impersonating. I'm so sorry, Crook. Yeah, you know what? I just decided not to go live because I could not get the darn thing to do the landscape like you showed me before. Figured something was going on over there. I'm drinking a Brewster's. Oh, I am not a drinker, but yes, that's what I feel like. I need virtually like something to help me relax. Yeah, I am beat, you guys. Whew, this stuff really takes it out of you emotionally. Foxy. Hey, Diana. Hey, neighbor girl. We're neighbors. How is Tyrone Rogers alderman? Good question. I mean, to me, it seems like there's some shady stuff because I don't think I've ever met anyone that is pleased with his work. Let's say that. But let us start, while my video is still finishing up, let's start with WGN's video. Okay, let me go to present. No. Was the alderman released? Unfortunately, no. I asked, and the lawyer, her lawyer, who's also my lawyer for this one this one combined case that we have. And she, I guess, is spending the night at Markham. If anyone wants to show up to support her, 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Markham courthouse. It's just ridiculous. She shouldn't be charged or arrested, and definitely shouldn't have to spend the night in jail. It's stupid, totally stupid. The guy came to her house and told the mother he was a particular officer, and the mother told him he's not the person he said he was. Interesting. Oh, okay. I didn't hear that, but it's possible. I never trust Harvey police. Never. Oh, good. Diana, you're going to be there? Yeah. So again, 9 a.m. tomorrow, Markham Courthouse, if you want to show up. Let's take a look at WGN's report while my video is still loading.
To grow in far south suburban Harvey, it involves an alderwoman and the city of Harvey's mayor.
WGN's Dana Rebick joining us live from Harvey with the details. Dana.
That alderwoman arrested tonight. This is the fourth time this has happened to her, she says, since taking office in 2023, and she feels it's the result of ongoing political.
It's just frivolous. I mean, the folks here are right now gathered because we're all in astonishment.
Surrounded by a group of constituents with her mother at her side, Harvey's Second Ward Alderwoman Colby Chapman arrived at City Hall, where there was supposed to be a meeting tonight. Instead, she was met by police.
Come to the station and we can resolve this issue.
And I'm headed to Harvey Police Department because today's meeting was canceled.
And right, Wyoming, it is ridiculous. Exactly.
This all stems from a council meeting on April 28th.
Please do not allow the disruption. We are not going to disrupt this meeting.
Where Mayor Christopher Clark asked Chapman be removed for disrupting the meeting.
Please escort the Second Ward Alderwoman from the council chambers. Thank you.
Don't touch my stuff.
Stop.
Why are you putting y'all see this? Get it all on video.
Chapman was arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting a police officer, charges the Cook County State's Attorney's Office dropped on Wednesday.
I'm in the back of the police car. The video is slightly turned back because I'm in handcuffs.
In October, police arrested Chapman for allegedly filing a false police report claiming she was battered by the city administrator after a council meeting in August. That case was also dropped.
This isn't right.
Chapman, who has challenged the mayor on city spending and ethics, is now running
Off in 2027.
Today's arrest, coming on the very day Miss Colby Chapman announced her candidacy for mayor, is no coincidence.
Wow.
It is a blatant and deeply troubling act of political retaliation. This is not justice. This is political persecution.
I love y'all.
Chapman turned herself in at the Harvey Police Department tonight, where inside she was booked and charged with one felony count of aggravated battery to a police officer from the same April 28th incident where officers removed her from this council meeting.
There's no basis for these charges, and she will be adjudicated.
At any point in time that they can order and demand and weaponize the police department, change is coming. We got about 16 months. Get ready.
We did reach out to Mayor Clark's office for comment tonight and are still waiting for a response. Chapman, we're told, will be transferred to the jail in Markham, where she will spend the night tonight and have to appear before a judge in court tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Live in Harvey, Dana Rebick, WGN News.
Hi, Mr. Woodifer here. You know, I don't waste time, and I definitely don't waste money. I joined Start Engine as a strategic advisor and a shareholder and a paid spokesperson years ago, because I liked where this company was headed. And now, the numbers speak for themselves. Start Engine.
So what did you guys think of that? Let me see here. Yeah, fourth time. Yep. Crazy. We do not have night court here. Oh, right. We could use night court. They shouldn't put their hands on her. She looked like she was leaving. Exactly. She was asked. The mayor took a vote, not entirely properly. We found out. We did a little research on that. But she was asked to gather stuff and leave, and she was. And, you know, yes, she put her hand out, but wouldn't you if some big policeman with, you know, a big vest and a gun and all this stuff, you know, you're seated and he's coming in your face and he's standing over you and, you know, not allowing you to gather your stuff, like, of course, that's going to be your first reaction. She was not, that's not assault. You're not pushing someone like down, like aggressively to try to, you know, harm them. It was just a natural reaction. Like she did nothing wrong. Nothing. Nothing. Thanks. Thank you, God. Thanks. No apologies. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it. And go check out Diana's channel too. Go check out No Apologies. They were having fun the other night when I was on late. They were playing bingo. You guys are great. Diana's got a real chill thing going on. Thank you, Crook. I appreciate it. That will help with all this Harvey work that I have not paid for. A felony. Yeah. They want to get a felony on her record because that way it'll make it hard for her or impossible for her to run for office. I don't think it will, but what judge signed the papers? I'm not sure. You could use a premium membership, I think, without advertising. Oh, yes. Yes, if you would like Ryan to have a YouTube premium membership for no advertising, feel free to donate because Ryan has a limited budget. This should scare the heck out of everybody. Exactly. It sets a horrible precedent, does it not? There was no information in the system about the charges or a warrant. Think about the wasted taxpayer. Yep, exactly. Like I said, where instead, you know, you have you know, gangs and drug dealers and things that, you know, maybe the cops should actually be out handling stuff like that, or people breaking into cars or whatever. No, they're there harassing an alderwoman. Stupid. Video of her getting taken out of the meeting. Yes. Yeah. Actually, I took some video too because I was there. I could show you guys that if you want to. I was in person at one of the Harvey meetings and witnessed firsthand how she's treated. Yeah, just very rude, very rude. And then I was arrested because I started standing up for her because Clark was being super rude to her and not letting her ask questions or talk. So this was almost 1 year ago where I said, I better video the meetings because the city wasn't sharing the videos they were taking. And then I noticed, I'm like, why are they not letting my alderwoman speak? Like Clark was like super, super aggressive and rude. And then that's when I was arrested because Clark didn't like, one, that I was taking video, which is my right to do. And two, he didn't like that I was supporting my alderwoman because he wants her to sit down and shut up and not say anything. YouTube, no apology. Yes, that's Diana. Channel. Thanks for sharing, Foxy. Ryan, was the police officer that put his hands on Alderman was the same one who stopped you last summer? I remember you were driving a friend around. Oh, yeah. Good memory, Diana. Yes, that is correct. It's the same one. His name is Detective Magana. Yeah. Oh, yes, and stop by. Give Foxy some love as well on her channel. Wyoming gal says my city of 60,000 doesn't have corruption as far as I know. I don't always agree with the decisions like the location of the Chick-fil-A. Okay. But hey, that's good. If that is the biggest controversy, I like that. Like, I don't expect perfection either. Like, I know there's always going to be some kind of corruption. We need improvement though. Like, it's got to be better than what we have. It's so bad. I wanted to say, I'll put it in here. So, I think they call him is it inspective detector? I mean, inspector, detective, Detective Magana. So he's the one that stopped me when I, one day when I was giving one of my tours of Harvey for the Historical Society, and someone's like, I want to see the mayor's house or houses, and it's right by one of the elementary schools, right by the hospital. So I'm like, sure, we stopped. And then, yeah, Magana got in our faces, I was like, what are you doing here? And we're like, we're on public like property. We're not doing anything weird. Like, well, it's suspicious because you're by the mayor's house. Why you're by the mayor's house? Like, I mean, it's not like we don't have any real like gated communities in Harvey. Like, what do you mean? It was just they're so shady. They harass us all the time. 4 times. Oops, sorry. Wait, I missed. Somebody gave me something. DMG, thank you. I was gonna say yes. If you guys donate enough, then I can. Maybe that's one of the things I'll invest in. Okay, like a YouTube premium, so I don't have the commercials. 4 times arrest seems like it's target. It's definitely targeted. Yep. What about the investigation they had the attorney do on her? Oh, yeah. No, I don't think anything ever ended up coming. Any charges they've tried to put on her have been dropped. You know, or have the like the state's attorney has dropped. So, oh, thank you. Yes, you Crook shared no apologies. Yeah, she is targeted. Doesn't Mayor Clark realize that he helps Colby Chapman's reputation? Yeah, thank you. That's what I said because some of our people, we were talking earlier because Colby told us about this threat to arrest her, you know, how they were trying today. And some people were like, I don't know, don't you think she should just, maybe not go to the meeting? Like, don't play along with their stupid plans. They're trying to trick her. And I was like, you know what? Use it. Like, she has nothing to hide. She's done nothing wrong. Let's get all the cameras there. And sure enough, it worked. Like the mayor canceled the meeting because he did not like that. Ooh, that was some good press. And Foxy, you agree too. Yeah. Like all press, no press is bad press, right? For Harvey anyway. Putting charges on elected officials is pretty insane. Yeah, especially when it's nothing. And Jed upset me today. Uh-oh. Well, I do want to, we can talk a little bit more about that. Let me see if my video is ready. Sorry, let me close this YouTube. One second. I think it uploaded already, but I have to see because I literally just pasted the video together. Police officer shot. Citizen says where? Where is this citizen? Anywhere nearby? 82nd and Drexel, police officer shot, it said. 2 suspects. So be careful if you're 82nd and Drexel. Okay, I think it's still uploading a little bit, but it should be ready soon. You did a fantastic job getting the media. Thank you. Yeah. I believe Colby wrote up the press release. Colby and I think Carlita helped, and then I emailed it out to all my media contacts, some that Colby had, and then also all the Harvey folks that follow. Thanks, Burgundy. You too. I know. I can't wait till you can come help cover this stuff, Burgundy. Have an amazing night, Burgundy. Keep sharing. Yes, absolutely. Remember, they had an accident while they were at the town hall, and none of the officers moved. Oh, really? Oh, good. That was really good. I did not notice that, Foxy. Jabbar. Hey, Jabbar. Hello. Oh, and you called Regina too? Okay, good. Excellent. Yes, I also reached out to Regina. I was very pleased that she came. Oh, and if you guys remind me too, I have a little tidbit to share you about the family of the lady who was attacked by the dogs. Come on, thing. Come on, video. Load for me, baby. Load. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's like, come on, upload. It is on my phone, at least. That's good. Now I just need to get it onto my computer, and then I can play it for you guys. What's the update on the dog lady? Yes. Actually, you know what? That would probably be fat. Let me do that. While my video is still uploading, I can show you guys that Elijah and Jesus both returned as women, and Mary soon. Elijah is male and gender. Jesus is female. Oh, okay. That's random, but interesting. Okay. Hey, Mandy. The wicked and bigots that will soon be raptured. Everyone else will celebrate and live forever. God is destroying the land until allowing ministers return the money until everyone. Oh, right. Yeah, I was just talking to someone about that today about like I grew up with a lot of I said I'm an 80s and 90s child in that like I grew up with televangelists and a lot of shady prosperity preachers. So that's why I'm like super cautious of people who ask for money. Hello. Okay, so yeah, give me a second. Let me do. I am going to share 2 photos that Miss Cheryl shared with me, and you guys are going to be like, you're going to be very shocked. You're going to be very shocked. It's going to be a surprise, okay? Okay, wait, how do I download it? Here we go. You can open it with this app, right? Yeah, let's do that. Worshippers lying on purpose that want to harm God's. Not all of the ministers, but there are plenty of ministers that are shady like that. Yes. Like I said, that is how I grew up with that, with the prosperity preachers, and it can be quite the problem. Why doesn't it open the other one? Okay, that's fine. I'll open the other one separately. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just can't imagine that poor woman getting viciously attacked by dogs in the city, not caring for myself. I mean, and you know what? That's why I try to go and cover these meetings, because you guys saw, I played the video for you that I took. You saw how Mayor Clark and the police chief, they, for that whole Harvey wilderness, right. It's like, we don't want roving animals. For almost that whole meeting, they just made excuses, and instead of taking accountability and saying, hey, it's our bad, but we're gonna work on this. Like, this is horrible. We haven't done our job, but we're gonna do better. Like, it doesn't take a lot to do that. So what happened is today Miss Cheryl reached out and she said, Ryan, you are not going to believe what happened. Her sister is still Miss Donna, who is, she was the one that was mauled, so she's still recovering from, one of her many surgeries, the poor lady. And Cheryl, let us know, because that's also one of the things we can fundraise for, like for your sister. Who blamed the victim saying she should not be walking around Harvey at night? Yes. So according to, I was trying to get this young lady to come on the show too, but there's first of all, according to Cheryl and her sister Donna, inspector told the victim that, told Donna. But also there's a young lady who went to see the mayor the day after, on Friday, the day after the meeting about the animal issues. And she asked the mayor about it, and the mayor said, well, that's her fault. Why was she out after midnight? Which is absolutely inappropriate and ridiculous. So according to according to the family, the mayor said that, victim shaming, and I'm sorry, the inspector, the detective, and then according to another witness, a resident, the mayor said it about her. So. Okay. But Cheryl reached out today and she said, oh, where is it? Oh, window. Here we go. Can you guess what they found? Guess what they found at her home. Inspector did. Mayor said something like it was her fault. Yeah. So according to witnesses, I wasn't there, but yeah, there was an inspector and or a detective and the mayor both blamed the victim. Like, you should be able to walk anywhere you want anytime. Like, it's not our job to buy the little catcher thingy, and an outfit to have to go around catching stray animals. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, anyway, that's how we pay taxes for, right? Only the streetwalkers can be out there. Right. So what do you guys think? Okay, so something happened to Miss Donna's house in Harvey, right? Now, she, according to her sister Cheryl, is still recovering, but let's say she wanted to come back to her house. What do you think happened? And I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with the city. But what do you think? The family went to check on her house. What do you think they saw? A 9-iron golf club. Good guess, but no. Oh, you're saying like have that to protect yourself maybe too? Yeah. It was ticketed. Ooh, good guess. Not quite, but that's close. My dog is barking. You know what? Should I just open the door? Let's go open the door for the pups. It's all right. I can't be mad. He's doing his job, right? But they always have to bark when they hear something. A dog. No, I wasn't a dog at the house. What do you think, this poor lady, what was the issue at the victim's house? One of those bold, oh yeah, he is barking. Go check it out. He's going to check it out. The neighbor's dog on the alley is barking too. It wasn't a boulder. Those they put these boulders down. If someone doesn't pay their water bill, so that they can't turn the meter on, because we have a lot of meter wells where the water meter is actually in the parkway. It's really weird and also petty. It's strange. A water bill. No. You guys are getting warmer. Okay, let me show you. So they came and saw this. This was her back door. And then if that isn't weird enough for you, I'll show you what was on Oops. This was on the front door. So can you imagine? Again, it's no fault of your own. We're not supposed to get all the special equipment and everything to be wrangling stray animals, especially big big animals like dogs that could be dangerous or whatever. It's not our job. So this woman gets attacked, loses her foot, has to have all these emergency surgeries. I mean, you're already traumatized. Her sister and family check on her house. Thank God she wasn't coming home right that moment. And the back and the front door are boarded up. And not just by anybody, but as you can see, it's clearly the city of Harvey, right? Look. Okay. No trespassing. Why? Obviously, the first thing I asked Cheryl was like, what in the world? This woman was already traumatized. Why would you board up her house? Why? Exactly. Why? Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Yeah. And like I said, I think I said that to you before, Diana, right? Like she lives by you, Diana. Did they break in? They did tell me that Cheryl said that they broke some portion of one of her doors. Yes. So it was just crazy. They went on private property and boarded up someone's home. Like, what in the world? And this is the crazy thing. We actually have city-owned properties that sit dilapidated that should be boarded up, like hundreds of them, that they never touch. They don't cut the grass. They don't, patch a roof. They don't board them up. And they're not trying to sell them in a transparent process, to, make sure that residents get priority and da-da-da. Nope, they just sit. What is the purpose? I have no idea. They inspect the house? Not to my knowledge. Did you look? Oh yeah. So the ordinance number, you can Google it. It's just talks about I think just about like board ups or no trespassing ordinance or something. Harvey police need to be disbanded and the sheriff needs to take over. Thank you. TC, I don't know who you are. I've never seen you here, but welcome and hallelujah, you get the prize. Okay. Because that's why one of the reasons why I was so crazy busy today, in addition to my job, right? Remember, I'm not paid for any of this community stuff. I just do it because I want to see better for Harvey in the Southland. So I stopped by the Cook County Sheriff the other day, and I requested once again, yes, that they come and investigate our corrupt police department, that they come and sit at our meetings so that we have some sort of protection there so that our mayor doesn't arrest people, at our meetings for doing nothing. We still have not gotten a response from the county. I also reached out to the state police today, Illinois State Police. I'm still waiting for an answer from them. I reached out to the Cook County State's Attorney. I found one guy with the state's attorney that he said, he's going to try to help. Call the news. Yes, actually, Regina knows. So she probably will be reporting on it. The next block. Yeah, so you guys are really close by, Diana. What purpose? I'm confused. Exactly. I am totally lost. The city must love lawsuits, right? And then we pay for them. And then Cheryl, oh, thank you. Yes, so that's Miss Cheryl right there. Cheryl said retaliation. It could be. The city's petty like that. City they can be very petty, the mayor especially. Taxpayers pay for the lawsuits. They don't care. Exactly. And then they get donations from the same people. Yep. The FBI once here and they need to come back. Maybe. Did the ladies get into their home? So as you can see, one of their relatives did remove both of them. And then thank you, Cheryl, for sharing the photos. So Cheryl says she believes it's retaliation because they spoke out. But again, I don't care if Clark wants to retaliate or what he and his 4 alder yes-men, what they're scheming to do. The bottom line is they needed to, one, apologize that they haven't done animal control properly for the 6 years he's been in office to help Donna and her family as much as they can with this, with all this incident and her having to lose her foot and all this. And 3, not do stupid things like this. Like this is just, anyway, it's so stupid. So I just had to share that with you guys. You cannot make this stuff up. I always tell people, I always tell people that you don't need a new dramatic Netflix series. All you have to do is just come to Harvey or follow Harvey politics, follow Southland politics. I mean, it's sad, right? At the same time, like I wish it were not like that, but literally you can't make this stuff up. Like even on a dramatic telenovela, you wouldn't do, you know what I mean? Like the some mistress of a man, let's say, gets attacked by a dog, and then like the police randomly board up her house. It's like you can't even make this stuff up. It's just so weird. Charges? Oh, okay, I didn't think that was the ordinance, but your mayor and police are tyrants. Yes, TC, I totally agree, TC. Absolutely. French sounds retaliatory to me. Yeah, that's what I think too. So, let's see. Please, video work. Why is this taking so long to upload? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Here we go, guys. Yes. Okay, good. All right. Now we ready? Stop sharing. Stop screen. Okay, so this is, I haven't posted it yet. I just had to piece it together and edit it. But hey, Conscious, welcome everybody. Thanks you guys for stopping in. Here's the video that I meant to share. So this is my video that I made earlier today.
Yeah, and it provided to me. They were dropped. Pardon my briefness or my brevity, but it's so much on my mind, so much in thought. I've literally been fighting since May 8th, 2023, when I was first initially elected. And any of these folks out here can tell you, right? I stand for what's right for the people. I haven't been reimbursed one single dollar since I've been in office outside of our bi-weekly paycheck. And everybody in this community knows what I do, how I do. I have intentional giving for this community. And to know that my mere voice is...
So as you can see, we got a good crowd of supporters. We got a pretty good showing for the media. This is right behind City Hall and before the meeting was supposed to start.
Being suppressed simply because I want to stand up for the heroes and sheroes of the city of Harvey, that I am being suppressed and brutalized by police, by just being trying to make me extremely nervous about being anywhere present in the city of Harvey. Not only that, all these people here, they too may be in danger, all simply because they're standing up for what's right. This is not right. We need expedient oversight, transparency, and accountability. And I'll let my attorney step up.
Just have to pause it. So while this is going on, the 5th Ward Alderman, this is Dominique Randall L. Some of you may know because his brother was a football player. I don't follow sports closely, so it didn't mean anything to me. But, some people are like, oh, it's Randall L. So his brother was or is an NFL player, apparently, from, they're from Harvey. And this is Tyrone Rogers. Is it Foxy? I think it was Foxy. That's Foxy's favorite guy because she loves to tease him about his hair. So they're just sitting there hanging out Remember, they're totally fine with me being arrested, being called a pedophile, Colby being arrested multiple times, being kicked out of meetings multiple. They're cool with that because, they get their reimbursement from their $25,000 a year allotment, whatever you call that the aldermen get, and who knows what other favors they're getting because we don't see the receipts. We don't really see the finances. So they're just, hanging out.
That's just a quick question. In the past, you have questioned the validity of the charges or of the arrests made in the city council. Now that the state's attorney twice, what do you make of that? That sort of validates.
This is unconstitutional. At what point will reprimand step in place and say enough is enough? Each time I've gone to court, either the city of Harvey has not presented an X amount of discovery, or it simply constantly continued. These are on the backs of the 21,000 taxpayers, 21,000 population of taxpayers.
Absolutely. And just to give you guys context here, because I'm a part of the same federal lawsuit. So it's me, Colby, and some of the businesses that Clark has been trying to extort. So we filed last year. It's still going. And I was just talking to one of the lawyers today, and I was like, oh my God, why is this taking so long? And they said it's because they're DN said, DN, what's her name? DNC, whatever. I'm sorry, I forgot the rest of your screen name, but they are using our tax money to pay Ansel Glink. Now remember, that's the law firm that the Speaker of the House, Chris Welch, he's the Illinois Speaker of the House. That is his law firm that he works for. I don't know if he's the partner or what, but he's involved with them. Chris Welch and Ansel Glink were by far Clark's biggest donors in 2023. And our tax dollars go to them. Who knows how much money they make working on all of the city's legal things, plus all the settlements, because the city constantly gets sued for misconduct and everything. So our lawyers say that that's the reason for the delays in our suit, is because Ansel Glink is the law firm, Ansel Glink, and I'll write it in here because you guys please look them up and research. I know we have some amazing online researchers that love to look into this stuff. So I'll say Ansel Glink is the law firm connected to City of Harvey and Speaker Chris Welch, Emmanuel Chris Welch. Okay. Now, for those of you that have heard of Mike Madigan, he was the infamous Speaker of the House in Illinois for, I don't know, like 30 years or something, a long, long time. And he was indicted. I guess, did they sentence him? Somebody's telling me that they sentenced him, but, highly, highly corrupt. So what I'm told is that Chris Welch, who, he's younger than Madigan, he's black, he's not white. But other than that, supposedly Chris Welch, or, allegedly, as they say, Chris Welch is his mentee or his protege. So, okay, we might've gotten rid of one corrupt guy, but now we got a new one in his place. So that is the problem with these lawyers and this whole network. So that I just wanted to put that in context, because Colby's saying, that it's taking a long time. That's why our suit has been taking so long, because the city's using our tax money to delay the process.
That are paying their money. They're paying money right now for added police support. They're paying money to go to my home and see about if I'm at home or not. We have real issues, right? The mayor constantly talks about $164 million debt crisis we're in. Do we have money to spend frivolously on searching on an alderwoman who simply was speaking out because somebody's home was being sold for $2,000? We have a real issue. We spent $30,000 on fireworks. We have streets here in the city of Harvey with no light. I couldn't tell you right now, as the second ward alderwoman, how many people even live in this building, or what's going on with all the dilapidatedness, or why is it that across Myrtle from 155th all the way to 153rd, elders between the ages of 75 plus homes are being taken away. These are issues. Why are churches being charged a business license when they're federally exempt? What is going on in the city of Harvey? This is a catastrophe, and we need immediate oversight from federal, state, and all local levels. I'm calling on every single elected official here in the Southland to come and be a bridge of what is going on. This is total injustice. Today, when I walk inside of City Hall, am likely going to be arrested on something that I have even no understanding on, where again I was vindicated on yesterday. So what more is it going to take? Is this truly about an occurrence, or is this political retaliation because I'm able to tap in with my residents and demand that justice be served fairly and equitably for us?
Your attorney said earlier today there was a big announcement that you wanted.
Sorry, I just wanted to pause that. So can you imagine, wait, let me go back and answer some of the questions. Yes, so TC asked about Tyrone. Correct. Tyrone Rogers, 6th Ward Alderman, has been charged several times. And he was, when he served on the school board for District 152, we, the taxpayers, had to pay out $400,000 because the superintendent at the time, she wanted to do a forensic audit. And supposedly he told her she was due for an ass whooping or something like that, and so she sued. I mean, that, you can't threaten people like that, even if you somehow think that that's cute or something. So yeah, we paid $400,000 for that, and that's just one incident with Tyrone Rogers. Will I be running for, maybe? I said I was probably going to run for mayor, but we'll see. It's exciting. I love to see as many people get involved as possible. I think it's really important. And then Mandy updated us and said that Mike Madigan has not been sentenced yet. Thank you. Thank you for that update. You noticed Colby mentioned a few things about like that new apartment building and all these different issues. Can you imagine trying to be an alderman of a ward and the mayor and 4 other aldermen constantly use this corrupt, broken system, right, where we don't have Illinois State or Cook County authorities that stop politicians from breaking the law all the time. So she doesn't know what's going on in her ward as it relates to the government because they literally lock her out. Like, that really makes me very angry because I'm a stickler. Even if let's say Colby ends up being mayor or whoever, you know what I mean? Or even if I ran and I were mayor or alderman or whatever, like, not only do I want transparency, accountability, all that, I'm a stickler for good development. Like, I want to see density. It should be beautiful. It should promote walkability. It should blend in with our historic downtown. I want to save the old buildings as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I have high standards for Harvey because we deserve no less. And my family, being here for over 100 years, and countless generations of Harvey folks put their blood, sweat, and tears to make this city a good city. And we should not just settle for whatever crap we get thrown. And I think that sort of, you can hear her frustration in that. It's like, how can she even do her job when she's not even told what's going on? It's crazy.
To make, I don't know if you wanted to speak more about it, that this has all just pushed you to want to challenge Clark and run for mayor here in Harvey?
That is correct. If I do
Oh, wow, Michael.
Just for the record, Colby is probably going to be arrested momentarily. Apparently, they're charging her with aggravated battery of a police officer. Is today's charge that they've come up with.
Today's charge.
It is a felony, so unfortunately she will be arrested and she'll have to appear in court tomorrow.
You nailed it, TC. Yep. And I'm so sorry, Elijah Marie, that happened to you. Yeah, that's horrible. Thank you, Crook, for your endorsement. Maybe, so I'll see. Maybe I'll still run for mayor, or maybe if Colby follows through with her run for mayor, which she just announced today. Maybe I'll run for her aldermanic seat. I don't know, but I'm excited. We want to get as many people involved in this process as possible. It's exciting. But TC says the authorities are afraid to lose their jobs. The Democratic machine runs everything. Exactly. The unspoken code is Democrats don't turn on each other. And even sometimes Republicans, like even across the aisle, they work together to save their corrupt schemes, from being exposed. It's crazy. It's a very unhealthy culture we have. I was just talking to someone earlier about I would support, like, I think we need recall laws for every position, even more so than term limits. Because what if you get a politician that the people really like and they want to keep voting them in? If they do a good job, actually, I think that's fine. But if we don't have the option, like, I think recalls should be very, not easy to do, but like straightforward enough that you should be able to recall someone at any time. Because otherwise these people are just out of control.
So that's forthcoming, and I suspect that's why you see the 10 or so police officers for one person taking custody. Right. It's pretty amazing. It's ridiculous. In any event, I do have a statement that I prepared for you all today. My client, Kobe Chapman, will be arrested by Mayor Christopher Clark's administration, a political rival who has repeatedly abused his public office to target her and prevent her dissenting voice from opposing his personal political objectives. This marks the fourth time now that Ms. Chapman has been arrested under Mayor Clark's administration. Just yesterday, as you heard already, and I'm sure you saw, it was all over the news, the Cook County State's attorney found it appropriate to drop the most recent case against Ms. Chapman, and as well as her mother. And yet, one day later, here we are, the city of Harvey is back to its usual form, arresting my client and preventing Ms. Chapman from representing.
Thank you, Elijah. I just had to pause because you bring up a really good point. We all know MAGA is evil, but the Democrats and the government are lying to everyone too. Yeah, that's the problem. So, and by the way, I know, like, the Chicago Flips Red people, I always am grateful that they are helping to fight corruption. Okay, but they, a lot of times are Trump fans, or I know, people on all sides of the political spectrum. But what I always want people to realize is that, ask who has the money, who has the power, who's calling the shots, and who benefits. Because if you ask those questions, you'll find that in both parties, you notice that the billionaires, the really rich people at the top, that own our all the corporations that own our food, our media, most of society, that aren't like public school, public and things like public schools, post office, things like that. First of all, they want to get rid of all the public stuff because they want to privatize all of it so they can keep us slaves and make as much money off of us as possible. But second of all, you'll notice that really they're the ones that are pulling the strings, right? So that's why we have to make sure we speak up and let our voices be heard, because otherwise it's money that is going to be heard, no matter what candidate or what party you might support. It's sad, but it's true. It won't matter much of the New World Order, universal. That would be nice. Yeah, universal basic income. I like that idea. I actually am a supporter of that. Yeah. Like with all this automation, I think automation's great. We have so much. Do you realize we have so much technology and so many resources in this world? People, we waste like crazy amounts of food on this planet every day because it's thrown away. Because under the for-profit systems that a lot of governments or countries are governed by, if people can't make money off of it, they would rather throw the food away than give it to people that are hungry. So it's just, that's why we have to come up with a better way to do society. Recall won't work if the machine wants a certain person in office. Look at Tiffany, she's recalled and does a return. Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying, Tom. Yeah. Yes and no. Yes and no. I think that they didn't. I think that actually might have been botched on purpose. I have a lot of theories for that. I'm not exactly sure, but they didn't actually. They didn't follow the recall process that we have in place properly. I also don't agree. The current recall process is too cumbersome. So you have to vote. First, you have to vote to allow recalls in your town. Second, at a subsequent election, then you can actually recall someone. So you have to have two referenda. And to my understanding, this is what I was told by another lawyer. They in Dalton, they tried to do both on the same election, and that's why I feel judges are corrupt as politicians. That's true. Yeah. There's always lots of corruption. That's why we need all of you to keep excited and get involved in politics.
Today's arrest coming on the very day Miss Colby Chapman announced her candidacy for mayor is no coincidence.
Wow.
It is a blatant and deeply troubling act of political retaliation. This is not justice. This is political persecution. That's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Clark has a history of using the powers of his office to squash dissent and punish those who challenge him. His administration has been sued for abusive and questionable licensing schemes on small businesses, as well as overbilling water charges to Harvey churches and residents. I could comment on those two lawsuits because our law firm actually filed this. His administration has used eminent domain to force residents from their homes.
So if you are a Harvey resident and you did not know, and if you have any doubts or questions or complaints about your water bills ever, particularly if you look on your water bill and it says estimated, there is a scam. And I can confirm from people that have complained to us from Posen, Dixmoor, Dalton, Harvey. What they do is a lot of us have meters that aren't read all the time. So they put estimated on your bill. They might overcharge you by a little. They might overcharge you by a lot. Some people catch it, some people don't. But it is a coordinated scam where the cities are overcharging people for their estimated bills. And either they rarely ever actually come and check what the meter reading actually is. Or, like I said, they just don't care. A lot of times, like it's a scam. They want to overcharge you. So be aware there is a class action lawsuit. If you want more information, you can feel free to reach out to me and I will, connect you.
Once again faces the misuse of the justice system in an attempt to smear and silence her. Ms. Chapman is not running for mayor out of ambition. She's running because the people of Harvey deserve better.
Yes.
She's running to put an end to the corruption, retaliation, and unchecked abuse that have harmed residents, displaced families, and undermined the integrity of local government.
Yes.
Mayor Clark seems to believe he can rule without oversight or accountability, that he can target citizens with impunity while treating the city like his personal kingdom. Ms. Chapman believes the people of Harvey deserve a voice, not a voice, and she will not back down.
I will not again.
And I just panned. I panned that way because, like, there were at least, as all this was happening, there were about 10 to 15 fully armed officers, as always. Like, seriously, for one woman who's peaceful, and for the media and peaceful residents, it's crazy. This gentleman right here, I have no idea why he still works anything beyond a desk job or anything at all, because he's the one that was grabbing the back of my neck last year when I was arrested, being super brutal. That's Derek. I'm sorry, Derek Charles. Derek Charles is his name. They don't even have the common sense to at least put him on desk duty.
Ms. Chapman intends to vigorously defend against these unfounded charges and hold this administration accountable for its watching.
Yes.
They deserve better.
Your name?
My name is Daniel Olsman.
Spell it.
O-L-S as in Sam, W-A-N-G.
And are these charges stemming from the April?
Those the charges that. I'm sorry.
Can we just move from the reserve parking spot?
Where would you like us to move to?
In the parking lot, the parking lot or the front of the building, stay okay.
Okay.
Just need you to move from the reserve parking spot. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
It's the mayor's spot. excuse us citizens for using the parking lot we pay for. Right.
Shame on you.
That's where our tax money goes.
Shame on you.
That's where our tax money goes. Do you see all those cops? What is up with that? Why do you need all those cops? Like, who's actually doing their job keeping our streets safe? Wyoming gal says something's going on with the water, like a power grab. Don't you dare. You should be able to keep your well. They should not have to meter you. It's definitely a scam. Like, you should be able to have your own water. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the corporations, we have to all stand up. These corporations, they are trying to, first of all, make us all, slaves that are paid as little as possible. But they want to monetize everything. Why do you think they want to get rid of the post office and the whole Doge thing? And they were trying to get rid of Social Security and everything that is public. Like these are good public programs, Medicaid, Medicare, because they want you to be poor, sick, tired, so that first of all, you can't fight for your rights. And then second of all, they'll give you some things like healthcare and everything, but you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg for them. So it's like, that's no way to live. Why do we all want to be like modern day slaves? No, a lot of us already feel that way. So if we don't fight back, it's just going to get worse. And that, yes, Wyoming gal, that relates directly to utilities. Absolutely. Someone had asked about the mayor. Let's see, a lot of small town mayors are part-time, take the high salaries out of politics, and these tyrants wouldn't want the job. Yes, I do agree. I forget if I think the mayor is considered full-time. But anyway, he makes way too much. Put his name out there. Oh, okay, I'll put it in the chat. Yeah, some mayors are volunteers. Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I answered your question. Yeah, so the officer that arrested me, I mean, there were a few of them that did. They were like super aggressive. Last year is Derek Charles. Feel free to look him up. He was fired from the city or the village city, I think, of Country Club Hills, which is nearby, because he mayor position is part-time. Is it? Okay, yeah. Like I said, I don't remember if I've seen that. Regardless, he makes too much. They all make too much. But yeah, Derek Charles, the guy that grabbed my neck, like, because he has a big hand, so that's why people call him Choker Charles, because I know it was from the back, but it was like, imagine like a huge hand on my neck, like very painful. To my understanding, he was fired from Country Club Hills because he lied under oath, which means he can no longer give testimony. And he did not answer a police call. They called him apparently, and I don't know if he was asleep in his car or whatever, but he just didn't answer it. Let's see. When McCaskill was running for mayor, asked the question and told us apart. Yeah. Might be. See, for me, like, I feel like as long as I was able to make enough to survive, like, yeah, I would run for mayor and just do it for free or for very little, because I just love, to me, it's exciting and I love the challenge, and I would have the passion. And I think the knowledge is to make sure, like, help the city run properly, make sure the businesses get what they need, the residents get what they need, like, just connect people. Like, we have so many great people and great resources in Harvey. We just need to connect people and enable them to do well, right? Instead of gatekeep and hold them back. So I really encourage as many people as possible to run in 2027. We have a lot of open positions.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? Is this one of the newscasters?
Is that your goofy mayor? It's probably the goofy mayor.
Needs his spot.
It's not the goofy mayor. It's another goofy mayor. He says not the goofy mayor. It's another goofy mayor.
Okay. Oh, did you hear that? That was rude. I think that was Derek Charles. And he said, "I wasn't talking to you." Rude.
The ancestors are crying.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what Black Power has gotten us. A shame, a shame, a shame. And now you attack a black woman who speaks up for black people whose homes are being taken from them. Shame, shame, shame on you. And you know, who were the cops that lied and you someone else's name
was being mishandled by the police, right? All men. There are women here at the police department. Why couldn't a woman handle both my mother and myself? So in the midst of me trying to gather my things, I'm also trying to gather my thoughts, because I was so taken aback that they grabbed my mother so vigorously by the back of her coat, her jacket. My mother is petite. And so when they manhandled her, similar to how they manhandled me when you saw the huge bruise across my arm, I had also bruises across my leg from being tossed and turned. Anybody would turn and say, hold on, just give me a second. If the police have to have a warrant to arrest me, right? If the police have to have a warrant to, or ask you to search your car, if they have to have a warrant to ask you to go in their home, why wouldn't that same grace be given to somebody if you're right up on them? Wouldn't you say, okay, we're gonna allow you a moment to gather your things before we exit you? It was all done very abrasively. Do you understand? I've received a death threat. And Manganya, Detective Manganya, is the same officer who's arrested me 3 times that was on the case of the death threat that I received. Following then when I'm arrested, do you know?
Okay, so this is what I encountered today when I was talking to, let's see, the Illinois State Police and to a certain extent the Cook County State's Attorney. Especially, I remember I called the state police and I said, hey, you know, we're having a meeting tonight. The sheriff has not sent officers out to protect us. We have a mayor that weaponizes our police and tries to arrest. Oh, no, we can't do that. You just call 911. No, sir. You don't understand. I was told by the Cook County State's Attorney to reach out to you because you have the power to like investigate police departments and get involved. Like the police are the criminals. Oh yeah, you just called 911, whatever. No, Mr. Illinois State Policeman. If I call 911, it goes to our police department in Harvey. They're the criminals, or they're doing the things that Clark wants them to do without asking, you know, if it's ethical or going according to the law. Like, why are they going to investigate themselves? So Colby is telling you right there, like, why would the man that just says yes to Clark and harasses, you know, Colby arrests her several times for no reason, is he really gonna work to solve the death threat case for her? I mean, this is crazy, you know? One of my neighbors, she recently, her son was having an issue and he called the police. He got scared because another neighbor was being aggressive. The police came and kicked in her door and put her son in handcuffs. He called the police. First of all, why are you kicking in someone's door? Why? There wasn't a reason to do that. Second of all, why would you put the person that called you in handcuffs and he's a minor? So like, this is the stuff we deal with every day. And it's not just in Harvey, you see it all over the country, but like, these people are out of control. It is a mess. So as far as filing those complaints, yes. You know, if someone wants to reach out, that would be wonderful. TC or someone. I've already made a complaint against Derek Charles with the Illinois Police Standards Board, whatever they call it. But I'm wondering if you can, like, if people, for instance, if they see on video, like a violation was done, I wonder if you can also submit complaints, because then what we could do is try to coordinate an effort where we all say, hey, everybody go complain about Derek Charles, go complain about Detective Magana. But I don't know if you can do that, or if you actually have to be the person, you know, who has violated yourself. That dude's got several losses pending. Country Club Hills have put a case on them and suing him. Oh, crook. So wait, is there right now there's a case against Derek Charles? Internal Affairs supposed to investigate all complaints about officers, but that's a joke. The crooks investigate. Exactly. Yeah, that's why because I said, wait. Oh, and I told the guy from the Cook County State's Attorney's office that today too. I said, you know, I've talked to the Inspector General for the city of Harvey. I forget his name. Is it Russell? Forget his last name. Anthony. It's his first name, but he was nice. He wasn't like rude to me, but I mean, he was honest. He said he worked for the mayor. So how can you, how can you truly have any power to, you know, discipline people that aren't following the laws or are being unethical when, like, if the mayor is your boss? Like, he could just fire him. You know what I mean? Like, that he has no incentive to actually discipline people. Derek Charles worked for Country Club Bills. He has a pending lawsuit as far as charges that were filed. But okay, that's interesting, Crook. Yeah, if you have a link to that, put it in the chat.
That they staked out in front of our home Wednesday, October 9th. We went to court. There was no discovery found. Friday, October 11th, we get to court. Pardon me, we didn't get to court. Friday, October 11th, they came back to our home, just like Detective Brazil and Detective Muhammad did today, the gentlemen that are standing behind you, and they came to arrest me. This is a plague of events and so redundant. At what point can we ask the mayor?
There was Regina. Thank you, Regina. Remember, Regina grew up in Harvey. They had 9 kids. And we found out when Regina and I met that my great uncle, who owned Wasso's grocery store, very well-respected store in the community. And she's like, oh my God, they were so sweet. Sometimes they would let us get groceries on credit, you know, when money was low. And so I thank God for my relatives, and people like that are my inspiration for, you know, having a good community that helps people.
Mayor Christopher Clarence Joseph Clark. What exactly is his idea? Is what he intends to collaborate and bring and unify? His whole slogan was building a better Harvey. We're actually tearing Harvey down right now.
What does this say about Harvey? You're an elected leader in this city. What does you think you're about to be arrested? What does this say about the city that you represent?
That says the city has a lot of fight and hope. That where other people see desperation, I see beauty. Right? I grew up in this community. I grew up at 15216 Lexington. I was born at the Harvey YMCA. I wasn't born at the Harvey YMCA, right? That'd be a feat. But I was born at Ingalls Hospital. I learned how to swim at the Harvey YMCA. I caught the train to traverse the Chicagoland area right here in the Great Second Ward, the same ward that I serve, the same ward that I am the first woman and woman of color since 1891 to serve. So you know what it says to me? It says it's a lot of hope here. There's the opportunity for us all to corral our efforts and change the trajectory. And I'm going to do that. And that's exactly why I'm running for mayor of the city of Harvey in 2027. Yes! It won't be easy. Because I'm telling you this, and then following this, guess what? I'm going to jail. Could you imagine? This is the Civil Rights Act all over again. Yep. Right? Except this time, could we call this black on black crime? Yes. We as a community should be sharing in our subject matter expertise to take this community to the top. And unfortunately, that's being forbidden because I want to speak out about a $2,000 home sale. Or I want to speak out about the J&T group who just received 5 additional properties. Since we talking about housing and security, they received 5 additional properties on the 28th, the same day that we sold a home for $2,000. And in their clause, every 10 homes they received, guess what? They demolished one. I'd like to think, was that the home that was demolished where the city took out a $25,000 loan on the backs of the taxpayers to pay the mayor so the mayor can front that money to tear down the home? I'm following the trajectory and the pattern of events as it relates to housing insecurity. We have 5,000 dilapidated homes in a city of 21,000 people, only at 6.2 square miles. We have more dilapidated homes here than across the 77 communities in the Chicagoland area. There's a problem going on.
Oh, and that's interesting. See, I didn't, you all know I do real estate, urban planning, historic preservation, so I love all that stuff. I had not heard that that we have more vacant buildings than Chicago. Yeah, that would be something interesting to look into. And then No Apologies says no one's going to do anything. The state police, did they? Yeah. Okay. So did the state police come out, and then what did they do with Tiffany though? Because I don't think she was ever arrested or anything, right? But did they? Was there ever Cook County Sheriff or state police like at the Dalton meetings or the township meetings to make sure that people were being treated fairly. I don't remember seeing any, but maybe you guys remember, then I don't, or I don't.
Going here. And we need swift investigation to determine what are going to be the next steps in this trajectory. City of Harvey residents, we're calling on you, not just in 2027, today. We need to pack these meetings out. The next meeting is on Monday, June 9th. Isn't it, it behooves me today, there are 2 agenda items. There's a $34,000 contract on the agenda to replace the digital meters, right, to make them smart meters across the 1st and the 4th ward. I think that that's great, but I also like to know who were the other 2 bidders. How do I know that this particular bidder was the lowest bidder on the backs of the taxpayers? Also, we're approving a settlement agreement for our former police chief. There's a big question.
Let me pause that. If you all want to, hold on, sorry. Since they canceled the meeting, are we going to hear about today's agenda at the Monday meeting? That's a good question, Alondra. I don't know. I don't know what Clark's going to do with that. He is a mess. He and his 4 alder yes men. Correction. Oh, okay, the sheriff. Yeah, what did the sheriff do, though, with Tiffany? Derek Charles is the deputy chief of Harvey, right? I'm going to put another, for all of you online investigators, I'm putting another city, another bit of info in the chat. So as Colby said, we didn't see bids for, first of all, I want to know where did that money come from, the 300-some thousand to install these new smart meters. Could have been a grant, could have been anything, but since we're never shown receipts, invoices, grant information, grant audit information, I'm not just going to believe what somebody says. I want to see it on paper, and I want to see the proof. So, Calumet City Plumbing is extremely politically connected. If you also will recall, Mayor Clark was working for his political buddy and ally, who also tends to be buddy with this Chris Welch, Speaker of the House. So he was being paid to be a FOIA officer and an ethics officer for the city of Calumet City. So I find that interesting that the very large politically connected plumbing company called Calumet City Plumbing was chosen. We didn't see any competing bids. They were chosen. They were given this contract. Somebody look up Calumet City Plumbing, see what you can find. Yes, welcome, Alondra. I bet they will, because they want to pass three. Oh yeah, the new electric, the new water meter, right? That's why I'm like, okay, why Calumet City Plumbing, and why didn't we get other bids? And who's making money off that bid? They would sit in the parking lot, and some would come in the meetings. Oh, okay. The sheriff would sit in the park. Okay. See, and that's what we keep telling the sheriff. I know Colby has, other people. Under Eric this is the irony, you guys. Under Eric Kellogg, the former mayor, he would do shenanigans like this, or he would try the city council meetings. Christopher Clark was alderman at the time. He was one of the people that complained and said, we don't feel safe. Send the Cook County sheriffs out, to sit in our meetings. And they did. So why aren't they coming out now? Because I can tell you at the time, the sitting mayor didn't want the sheriff to come, but they came anyway because some aldermen asked them. Well, we have 2 aldermen asking the Cook County sheriff to come sit in our meetings to ensure our safety. So why don't they? Why is there the double standard? I know the high school in Dalton used the sheriff to keep her carnival off their grounds. Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, and thank you for sharing the info. Yeah, the case about Derek Charles. We got to ask if there was an RFP process for the bidding. Right. I have read on the city's website, I think their procedure for bids is, I think they have one, but it's like, I'm sorry, it's not cool. To me, it's not ethical. I don't even think it should be legal. It's like, if they get bids in, they're sealed, and then they'll unseal them at like a Tuesday at 10 a.m. or something. And whoever wants to come see, can request to come see it. Or it's like, what the hell? That is not transparency. Whatever it was, I was reading, I was like, no.
There, we've had 7 police chiefs And in the past 2 years during my tenure.
Oh, did you hear that? 7 police. Why 7 police chiefs? Because Clark, this is what we're told, you know, because the city never says anything, right? But from most of the former chiefs, Clark gets rid of them because he asked them to do illegal and or unethical things, and they, thank goodness, these chiefs had some sort of backbone. They said no, and then he said, okay, you're fired.
We're still having 2 interim positions, interim city administrator, interim police chief. That's not how this thing goes. Yep. Because the only people who select interims are the mayor. How does the body of 9 actually be a part of all processes and procedures? When's the last time we had a treasurer's report? The treasurer can't even give a report. Look at Monday, June 9th agenda. Why does everybody have a report on there but the treasurer? But the person with the money? Go in there for a city council meeting. Why does the corporate counsel, Ansel and Glink, and the treasurer not have a mic in front of them? Why are we suppressing anybody speaking about dollars? Why was I removed on Monday, February 12th as the co-chair of the finance committee and the chair of the economic development committee? Because I want to see things change here in the city of Harvey, and I want residents to have full transparency. Why do they watermark the alderperson package with confidential? There's nothing confidential about the city's business. You can't be a public official privately.
Say it again.
You can't be a public official privately. And that's exactly why I'm willing to go to jail for y'all, Harvey.
Yes.
Because this isn't right.
She's absolutely right. This is not right. Some of these officers probably don't have proper credentials to be allowed. I believe so. Absolutely. You know, and they need to be reported, investigated. And if they're not qualified, I'm sorry, but get your butt out of there. Go find something else to do. Go work private security, but you should not be, you know, working for us as our police officers. Colby mentioned the whole thing with the packet. So Harvey doesn't do it as well as they should, as some municipalities do, but there is a packet of like the ordinances, resolutions that are proposed. They'll have a bills list, all sorts of things that should be released to the public before every city council meeting. Now, these packets are given to the aldermen before the city council meeting. In the past, many times the alderman would, because the city wasn't doing it, the alderman would share it with the public. And so then the mayor got really pissed about this because, again, he wants to keep everything hush hush, you know, locked down, no information getting out, so he can just push through everything that he wants with no objections. They started putting confidential on this packet. It's not confidential. Okay, it hasn't been voted on yet, but how can we say if we want you to vote on it or not if we don't see what it is ahead of time? You can't just put a little blurb in that, you know, agenda that is required to be released 48 hours in advance. Okay, but that's not good enough. It can't just be, you know, voting on, you know, approving contract for blah, 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 street repavement for this company. Okay. No. We need that whole packet before the meeting. Not just to the alderman, but to the public. You don't try to write confidential on there. That's such BS.
That's right.
And I don't know how many more times to say this isn't right. It doesn't matter that we're a home rule community. It doesn't matter that at any point in time that they can order and demand and weaponize the police department. Change is coming. We got about 16 months. Get ready.
Get ready. Kobe for mayor of Harvey.
The media is coming out to cover both sides.
Yeah.
Right? So I didn't appreciate
Part of the job to go to
So everybody walk with me. Let's all walk together and business of the people. So let's go.
Oh, this is some good stuff to do this. This is good. This is really good.
You should maybe ask some of the other aldermen what do they think about what
Okay, so we have 6th Ward Alderman Tyrone Rogers and 3rd Ward Alderman Dominique Randall. Watch this.
Oh, yeah, good question. Great question, yeah.
Ask them, what do you all think about today? That's Jedediah.
Now remember, this was Clark's Amen Corner, remember, on the 28th? So Colby was arrested. She's taken out. A lot of the supporters that were frustrated with Clark, they left. At the very end of the meeting, you know, after almost everyone's gone, then Tyrone, Randall L., Shirley, Delaney, Smith, then they start talking, oh, yeah, this, that. The Tyrone's going, amen, hallelujah, da, da, da. You know, it's like the amen corner for Clark. Now, look, they had nothing to say.
With a nice point hair.
What do you think about Colby being arrested? What did she do wrong? Why are they arresting my alderwoman? What do you think? We have two aldermen right here. You always vote with Clark. Why do you always vote with Clark?
The old lady that was ousted out of her home, that alderman sat silent for that?
Right.
No answers. Wow, they don't have anything to say now.
The lady that was just mauled and lost her ankle. That was in his ward right here.
While that 80-plus-year-old woman's home was sold, her $200,000 home. Oh my goodness. What a shame. What a shame. The ancestors are crying. Look at you. Elder. You call yourself an elder. Shame on you. Shame on you. Silent all day. Silent. Nothing but the people. These are your people out here.
You're a zombie for the mayor.
These are your people.
Right.
These are your people. Yeah, they voted for you. Somebody did.
Right.
Somebody did. Maybe not. Look how you're silent. You're just silent.
Why you can say amen to the mayor, but why can't you talk to us?
This is one of the aldermen. He sat silent while an elderly black woman was sold for $2,000 to the company of the JT. What's the name of it? You
They run when he say something. They run like cowards.
And then you all allowed the alderwoman to be arrested because she spoke up. Who are you, sir?
The whole time she's in the meeting. The mayor get criminated.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
He's a coward now. He want everybody to dance to the music like person I want. I can say you ain't gonna watch it. I'm doing okay. I'm telling you what it is. Yeah. So, do what
Well,
I've received yours
without the camera on the side of any street. What a shame you are. Face to face. This is what you represent for the people. Yes, let everyone see you. What a shame you are.
and I don't like the way the video like so
Proudly stand in this position. Silence. 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 Silent as the alderman is persecuted by the mayor and the
Yeah, then I'ma fall.
you see how quiet they were?
I do got a cane though. Cane.
Yes. That's what they're requiring of her.
Is that what you all like?
Sorry, I was on mute. So spread their shame. Spread their shame. This is Brazil. I think Detective Brazil or something, but look him up. I don't know you because you guys know where to look, right? See, does he even have his certification, his licenses, whatever? These are the people that they have a moral and a legal obligation to uphold the Constitution of the United States and Illinois. And instead of doing that, they do whatever Clark wants them to do. You know that the police, they're not obligated to just follow orders. You know that that's not a legal defense. They have an obligation to protect and serve, you know. So I want to know about this Mr. Brazil, if you know anything about him, or if you can see you know, what is his work past, and share with us. Oh yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I figured I was on mute.
Refineries of it. Let me see what the big cheese wants to do. What you got, man?
Yeah. So I'm getting.
Look at, they're so freaking shady. So they can't even, the whole thing is just such a scam. So I forget who that guy is, the supervisor guy, but he's like, come here, let's talk. I'm like, are we in junior high again? Like, what is this? Like, you're gonna chicken out? So you're threatening her all day to arrest her, and now that cameras are here and people are showing that they're concerned, you can't do it? What's wrong?
I'm ready to turn myself in, Mr. Osway.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting ready to turn myself in.
Somebody get his name.
Yeah, couldn't you at least let her do her job?
Somebody get the name of the officer with the beard, because I can't see the name tag.
Isn't that serious?
Wait till the meeting goes.
Wait till the meeting is over.
Look at all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armed officers. 7, 8, 9. At least 9 armed officers.
I mean, I don't know what you think of Brazil. He looks like he could be a nice older gentleman. Like, maybe he just needs to retire. But like, you know, they're guilty for they do whatever Clark says. I'm sorry, but you're still responsible for your actions. You can't blame your boss for that you violate people's rights.
Who's patrolling the streets with all the police here? Who's patrolling Harvey streets?
Yeah, what? Patrolling for the street. Patrolling the street.
Oh, there's another one. So it's at least 11 armed officers right here for one woman. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9.
Is that Detective Montgomery? Who's the deputy chief? Who's the deputy chief of the police department? What's his name? You don't know that? It's either Cameron Biddens, that's the chief, and Antoine.
They can't even decide what they want to do. What the hell?
And Jared Charles.
Like, you want to make the threat, so follow through now. Now they're confused about what to do since all the news cameras are here.
So they canceled the meeting?
That's what they just did. Let me say this.
Get out of
Say
here.
this. Let me get y'all attention. Okay. So all of a sudden, the meeting is canceled.
Wow.
And I'd like to think, how of a coincidence that the meeting would be canceled? Not a meeting canceled. So, Detective Brazil, what would you like to?
Okay, thank you for the update. Anime. I know you are relaxing, but your video is not going well in the finish of it. I don't understand what that means. Brazil's only been with Harvey since 22. A list of multiple apartments over the years, just like Daryl Charles. Interesting. Okay. 5 or 6 departments in a short time. Yeah, no, you're so right. I've noticed that too before.
You said the deputy chief.
She's here now.
She's here now.
Yeah. Giving you the answer.
She doesn't have a car.
She doesn't have a car. We can provide you with transportation. Let me get in the front. We'll provide you with transportation. You can bring your attorney, come to the station, and we can resolve this issue.
Is it walking distance?
Wait. So they're saying, we'll give you a ride to the station so we can resolve the issue. Really? So you were comfortable going to her home and harassing her? You wanted to arrest her all day. And now that cameras are here, now you want to go to the station and make it all private. Yeah. Like, not cool, man. How much does this cost the city? Oh, you mean like to have all those officers? Good question. I mean, shoot, isn't that a waste though? I mean, like, have you ever seen so many armed officers for such useless purposes?
We all going.
We're all going.
We all going to the
We
station.
going to the station for this particular incident.
Is she going home tonight?
That's not your concern.
Okay. Oh, it's not.
Hey, that is our concern. That's my alderwoman.
I've answered your question.
What are you doing with my alderwoman?
While you have answered my question.
Okay, that is so irritating to me when they say that. Like, you work for us, sir. You work for us. How dare you say that's not our business? So rude. So rude.
Twice on my ring camera today, I saw you at my door, and you were prepared to take me from my home to the station. So I'd like that done right here.
Well, I told you what the answer to your question
was. That the deputy
Come
chief's
to the
answer?
station.
She's right. Just like I said, they were there at her house all day to harass her. And now that she's there and we got cameras, now they're chicken.
Okay.
And we will resolve this.
And who's we?
You and I.
But so it's you that I'm coming to sit down with, not Detective Muhammad that was also in the car with you.
You're asking multiple questions.
I saw multiple
I
things.
am going to get with you and resolve the situation.
And now he doesn't want to answer. You're asking multiple questions. He doesn't want to answer. Sorry, dude. Just because. And you notice, by the way, who's the biggest coward of them all? Who's the biggest coward of them all? Mayor Clark. Did you notice that remember, he's in charge of all of this, okay? You don't see his face. He was happy to show off his big new fake smile on Jed's interview on Thursday. But do you notice, like, this is the stuff that he is ordering them to do? And they are just as guilty because they should say, no, we can't do that, Mr. Mayor, just like all those police chiefs did. Even if they get fired, right? Have some standards, have some morals, have some ethics. No, they're just doing whatever Clark wants. But Clark remember, he's the one, he's hiding. He's more than likely, well, I don't know, he may not have been there because usually the SUV that he has was not parked there. But wherever he is, he's hiding somewhere. He's having these guys face the media, and they won't share anything. I mean, it's a total shit show. Next time, get the license plates to every public official. Oh, okay, yeah. Alondra says, I think it's crazy that the police department seems to have a pattern of hiring suspicious people, like when the mayor wanted to hire and promote sketchy officers under Winters. Right, yes, exactly. Yep, exactly.
You all hear that I'm headed to Harvey Police Department because today's meeting was canceled.
Yeah.
So I'm headed to Harvey Police Department that sits on Dixie Highway.
Walking normal.
And I'm headed there with Detective Brazil.
What's the address?
I don't know. Everybody, it's on you can't miss it.
Across the street from the public
From
league.
154th and Dixie Highway.
Yeah.
On the east side of the street. Right by the gas station.
15340.
15340 Dixie Highway. I'm headed to the police station with Detective Brazil, who came to my home twice today to pick me up.
who would like to have a conversation with me at 15340 Dixie Highway. I am leaving now with Detective Brazil, who was requested by an unknown deputy chief to go.
That's not fair.
I mean, they're such cowards. He can't even say who ordered him to do this. I'm sorry, but
I'm getting you a ride.
I don't need a ride.
Coming with you.
That's okay. I don't need a ride.
Why does she need a ride?
Yeah, we gonna ride. We got a ride. We want to make sure she come back the same way she went in. We want to see what you up to. And we gotta make sure she come back the same way she going in.
exactly. So tomorrow morning she better not have any bruises.
Let's go.
Yeah, I want to know what they're gonna say. Why? I don't trust them to take her in private. They should have this conversation publicly. I do not trust this police department. Down to Dixie Highway.
Fortunately, she's fighting in Comer Hospital. Then just weeks before that, this Cheryl Hunt, her sister.
And this is at the police department, which you'll notice is also dilapidated. But yet the city of Harvey will ticket you for any little thing because they're just money hungry thieves.
His foot was mauled off by 2 Rottweilers at 80 pounds apiece. Could you imagine then the detectives pivoting to ask, well, why were you out late at midnight? As if all of us haven't been out to hang out maybe with family or friends after midnight. You can't even make these things make sense when we're here at the police department for me to turn myself in on something that even the detective couldn't bring to light for you all. The detective came to my house not once but twice. And the second time, like my mother said, it sounded like they were gonna break the door down. So they could arrest me at my home, but they couldn't arrest me here. They couldn't arrest me at City Hall.
Right.
What was the need to even have the special meeting if we already have, according to our annual calendar, that's every second and fourth Monday of the month at 7, we already had a meeting in place Monday, June 9th. The time to have the special meeting was when we didn't have our meeting just a week ago on Monday, May the 26th, because it was Memorial Day. Fast forward, you should have had a special meeting on Thursday, May 29th for the residents.
Do you think they didn't arrest you at City Hall because we were there?
Absolutely. And they're not going to let you see me get arrested here. But I want you all to report it far and wide that unfortunately they want to throw the rock, hide their head. Because why not arrest me in front of everyone? You said that I did something. You said I committed a felony. I've never had anything on my background.
Right.
Anything. Okay.
And again, why would they want to charge Colby with a felony? Why would Clark want to throw out false allegations saying that I abused children, whatever? They want to get you with these things so that, you know, it ruins your job reputation, your political reputation, your community reputation. If you have a felony on your record, you can't run for certain offices. So, I mean, it's very, there's a playbook to this stuff. It's done very purposefully.
37-year-old resident of the Great Second Ward. I earned my bachelor's of arts in criminology and forensic science in 2009. I earned my master's of program leadership and workforce education and development in 2011. I'm a member of a social action sorority, better known as Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I have my own nonprofit, Penny Up, where we service young people and teach, uplift, and aid financial literacy, opportunities, techniques, and just resources for those in marginalized communities coming out of our penal systems, specifically our Black and brown men, with fostering workforce education and development initiatives. We recently started a trucking company for those men because I get chances, right? And I was even in a belief to give the mayor some second chances. I even said on Monday, May 12th, when we hosted the city council press conference, that I'd be willing, because I'm a leader. I respect the position at the end of the day. But I also have a perspective. But I'm even willing to sit down with Mr. Clark, Mayor Clark, as he likes to be called. Yes. Yes. We still have
This
nothing.
was not part of the charges.
No,
that
it
were
was not.
dropped. What I've been told is this is a aggravated felony, aggravated battery on a police officer,
which was not included in the charges.
No.
Okay, that answered your question. Correct, right? So aggravated, what did he say? Aggravated battery? I think so. Oh, do you want to come? You want to come on, Kirk? Yay. Wait. You could keep me back there. I don't know what that means. Kirk, you want to come on?
The charges yesterday were obstruction and resisting arrest, I believe. Those were misdemeanors. This now has been elevated to.
So you'll update us once you
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question. Are you going to press charges for them handling you roughly?
That's certainly on the table. We do have a lawsuit pending already for violation of our civil rights. So that may very well just add.
All right, y'all, let's do this.
They won't let us in.
I'm gonna let you and your attorney
And my phone and my bracelet.
To a public building?
I just want to tell everybody, all my supporters, that I
We should be
appreciate
allowed
you.
in.
You all are seeing me. What time is it?
And you heard in the background there the reporter Charlie from CBS 2. He was actually I think he did a pretty good job of covering my arrest last year. He did 2 reports on it, so I was grateful for that. And he was like, "Wait, we can't come to a public building?" It's like, "Oh yes, welcome to our lives in Harvey." The law doesn't get enforced in some of these places because people think, I guess, that we're all dumb and poor and we just don't deserve to be treated like humans or something.
What time is it?
Should be allowed in.
At 6:31 p.m. Right. Why can't we go into a public building, Miss?
Why don't you guys come out? Tell me why you can't arrest my alderwoman here. Why do you have to hide it? She's elected to represent me. Come on out, police. Don't hide.
I have no choice.
Don't hide. Why are you hiding behind the door?
And you can see them. They're total cowards. Like, come on. Come on.
Fortunately,
You want to
I don't
arrest her?
have a
Come on out.
choice, right? This is the unfortunate piece of police,
They're cowards.
and being able to weaponize this as a
They're
tool.
cowards.
Unfortunately, I have no choice, right? Let me take y'all back. Remember Wednesday, October the 16th, I had to come and turn myself in, and those charges too were found dismissed. So unfortunately, this is the jurisdiction that Harvey can insinuate, right? Everybody has due process. This has to go before a jury or a judge. So tomorrow, I'll go before a judge. But tonight, I need y'all to pray real hard to God.
Amen.
And talk to him. Because I'm going to be okay. I know I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. We're unbruised.
You're in a perfect mental state.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong. We saw what happened with Santa
We're
Blanche.
expecting the same result tomorrow.
Right.
Give me some.
Right.
System for harassment, abusive litigation.
Look at all this.
Why don't you guys come out here and stop being cowards? Y'all are cowards.
Come in! Come in! Come in! Look at all the police. Look at the whole police. They ain't doing no crime. Yeah.
Mayor Colby! Mayor Colby! Mayor Colby!
Wow.
Mayor Colby!
That was disrespectful. Why would you who I am? Did I say anything to you? No.
Wow.
They're not letting you in, Tracy.
That's okay. That's okay. They don't have to do a report.
So, as you can see, reporters, we're not allowed into our own public building. This is normal. This is normal for Harvey.
And I
Shouldn't be.
questioned him on that.
And he's an alderman right here. You just saw the Harvey police.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, they were saying Miracle because she announced that she was interested in running for mayor, but she's just alderwoman right now. But yeah, I mean, she is my elected representative. But yeah, Clark doesn't like that. With Mayor Clark and the 4 alder yes men, well, first of all of them are cowards. They'll only talk like behind your back or when you're not in the room. And then they have all sorts of stuff to say about you, but they won't say it to your face typically. But yeah, you know how it is with Clark. You have to. Oh, you're speaking into an existence. Oh, okay. With this mayor, you got to sit down, shut up, do as you're told. That's how he treats people. It's horrible.
Just told an alderman he couldn't go in, not let alone the citizens. How are we supposed to get justice when our own elected officials can't even get into our police station?
Hey, everybody.
It's crazy.
What should we do?
Absolutely crazy.
I've been around here. I've been on them for like 6 or 7 years.
This is like everyday life in Harvey.
But they let us in last.
I know, they don't want the bad press. They don't want the bad press. I see them. They're going. Okay, so I think they're back right now. They're cowards. Cowards. They're total cowards. They can't even come out and face people.
He's intimidated by her. He's intimidated by her.
You want to stand behind me? Because you know what?
You all got the wrong idea.
You won't trust me.
He's an elder.
It don't fucking matter. Elders can't be disrespectful. I don't even know that guy, so for him to make any assumption to me is wrong. Now let me be.
Oh, thank you, Crook, and thank you everybody for being here. I know it's getting late, but I really appreciate you all. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't hear exactly what happened. Jed just started yelling. I guess Jed was there with some people. I didn't recognize all of them that he was with, but he was sounding like he was offended by this other gentleman. I don't know.
Very clear here. I have talked to both sides of this. I have called the mayor and I called Kobe. I'm talking to everybody now so that they can hear me. I talked to both sides.
He lives in
I'm not
Harvey.
talking about him no more.
You don't know him
I'm not
because
talking
you
about
don't live
him
in
no more.
Harvey.
I
The
am not
reason you don't know
You
him.
can't disrespect me because he's an elder.
Your point is that you're belligerent. He was. And you were.
If I articulate with my cuss words, that's the way I anyway.
It's work for you in Dalton. It's not working right now.
I would say this.
So, oh yes, yeah, no problem. And I apologize, I didn't go live earlier. It just, honestly, sometimes it's easier just to record, because if it's live, like it's harder for me to concentrate on my surroundings. But yeah, I don't know why Jed was just yelling. Colby's advisor, right? Exactly. The older gentleman, I think Mr. Gowers was his last name, I forget, but yeah, I think it's like a good friend of Colby. That is her father. I don't know. I mean, I don't know why Jed would be yelling at him or John yelling like this. And because the other lady was trying to disagree with Jed and be like, hey, but Jed, he's from Harvey. Like, let him have his say. But Jed just kept shouting. So I don't know what was going on.
So with that said, he's an elder in Harvey. He's been here for weeks and months and months. He's been weeks and months. I'm a whole woman. I'm a woman.
This is what we do not need to be doing. This is not important. We are talking.
I didn't find the lady to be disrespectful. I wanted to hear what she had to say too, but Jed just kept shouting over her. So I don't know. That was crazy. I saw you. No apologies at one of the meetings in public comment. You did your big one too. Big up, saw it. Thanks, Minion. Oh, that's very sweet. Minion also has a channel. So Minion, feel free, or Kirk, if you want to share Minion's channel, check it out. Jed really pissed me off with this display of disrespect towards the residents of Harvey. I wanted to ask you guys' opinion. Yeah, let's finish it, and then I want to ask you guys what you thought about it.
We win it. This is not important. Everyone that's being left out. All this other mess make things worse. It's not important. It's not important.
He's not even from Harvey. He's here for a bag. Please don't touch me. He's here for a bag. Walk away. As I said.
I don't know that man. He disrespected me for no reason at
Exactly,
all.
he's a Harvey constituent. You do not know him because he's been out here active in Harvey while this guy comes and follows wherever the activity, as he did with Dalton. So that is a fact. He is a resident of Harvey. So you cannot disrespect him.
That's the only thing y'all think wrong.
Stop with that profanity, child. As I said, walk away. As I said, he is an elder of please don't touch me again. Good. What you gonna do? What try it? Touch me again, you will find out.
No. Here, if you want to talk, we'll film you. Ignore.
As you can tell, it was a little tense, and I was like, I wanted to just let her have her say, but also, you know, Jed wanted to have his say as well. I felt like it was a lot easier to hear him just because he was shouting louder anyway. But they did eventually separate.
Ignore them.
The bottom line is this.
Ignore them.
Jedediah follows the bag. He has people that donate to whatever it is he's doing for the benefit of a bag. He does not live in Harvey. The elderly gentleman that he just hollered down lives in Harvey, has lived in Harvey for decades. This man can't even tell you what street he's on if he does not Google it. So that is that. So if you're going to be here being profane to that man that has been here for decades.
Sorry, I had to. No matter what you think of Jed, though, oh my God, that was I was like, oh, she is roasting this man. Jed just wanted to be in the spotlight. He don't care about the residents. That was what she was saying, right? And I'm saying, hey, even if you don't agree, just let her say her piece. You know, and Jed gets plenty of screen time, so we always hear, you know, his opinion as well.
Doing his job. I have a master's. What do you have, darling? Boy, what do you have? What do you have? Your bitch is at home. She birthed you. She's at home. She birthed you or you're in the grave. Walk away. Anyway, as I was saying, that gentleman is who we should be listening to, as are you, Ryan. You live here. That is somebody who just makes noise. Makes noise.
Ah! Now, I did appreciate, though, like, I don't actually really know where Mr. Gower lives. I'm not exactly sure, but she, like I said, even if you disagree with certain things, or if you thought maybe she was being too aggressive, she's not wrong with, you should respect people that actually live there, right? So if you are, if you say you're an activist and you want to come help, you always want to make sure that you're supporting, but the folks that actually live there, right? They should be on the front lines, and you shouldn't be pushing something that they don't want themselves. So where's the lie? That's what I thought too, Minion. Yeah. Like someone might have thought, okay, maybe, you know, oh, she shouldn't have sworn, or maybe she was yelling a little bit, but she has a valid point. She a heavy hitter. I like her. Me too. I was like, who are you? So we did chat a little bit more after the meeting, just because I didn't I had never chatted with her before.
Makes noise. No noise. Walk away. So that is the elder. If you want Harvey people, he lives in Harvey. Talk to a man that lives in Harvey. Talk to the man that lives in Harvey.
Who just went in?
I know, I'm not going to calm down.
Please.
Talk to the man that lives in Harvey.
Because there's a lot of things going wrong in Harvey, and unfortunately, the politics puts us.
Walk away.
And is trying to force us to pick a side. I'm not picking a side. I'm only going to do what.
And I guess, again, what frustrates me is she's 1,000% right. Regardless of how we feel about what Jed is saying, is right or wrong, or what she's saying is right or wrong, she is a local resident, and Jed is not. So, I mean, but that was frustrating because he just kept shouting. I was like, oh man, is it because the cameras are there? Because Jed already, like I said, he already gets enough screen time.
We think it's best for the residents while we're here. I'm not here for nobody's politics. Right now, if y'all wanna know why I'm here, I'm simply here because we want to make sure this is a smooth process. But let's put it on the record. I spoke to both her and the mayor and asked both of them to de-escalate. Neither side was willing. So I stood off to the side and I let y'all do what y'all believe in. I'm telling nobody how to feel, nobody who to or who not to support. But while y'all sitting up here arguing, y'all got it looked like a desert in the city. And when I was a young child in Harvey, this wasn't like this. Amen. So I don't care about y'all politics. Y'all got more foreigners squatting on you.
Okay, but you guys tell me if you agree or disagree. Jed may be well-intentioned, but it's coming across as a little aggressive, maybe. There's a lot of yelling. Like I said, I was trying to listen to what other people were saying. So I'm like, okay, why are we yelling now, Jed? Is it just because the cameras are here? He wasn't yelling before. Also, like I said, you don't want, this is a good example on how you move around. Good work. Oh, thank you, Crook. But I welcome help from from people who don't live in the area or whatever, and I don't mind being an ally and helping in causes in other areas where I may not live. But like I said, if you want to come in and say, basically, you just have to be really careful how you approach it. You don't want to come in and be like, let's say I go to Tinley and be like, yeah, this mayor's a and it's horrible. And hush, hush, Tinley residents, I'm going to tell you what you need to do. I'm going to tell you what's important. This is what's important. It just, I don't know. You just got to be careful with that. It can come across as that you're trying to be patronizing, right? And tell people that live there what they should be caring about.
Y'all land in anything else. But are we going to talk about that?
Well, we still have to go in order.
You said what?
We still have to go in order.
I agree, man.
I know you spoke with those who they're no one.
Who?
The people you said you spoke to, the mayor and whoever you spoke to.
The mayor and Kobe.
Okay, we had a visitor today that came through the county. We investigating all of this. Okay, but it's not what you do, it's how you do things. Okay, so all we got to do is just lay low. Everything is gonna be okay.
And she's a neighbor of mine. She lives right across, like a half a block or something from me, kind of.
What you just saw was we getting disrespected by people's perceptions because I didn't come in here swinging either way.
No, you did.
I got family members in Harvey, and I'll tell you this: they don't like me being disrespected.
Okay, so what do we think? What are we feeling about this so far? To me, now remember, I'm not saying Jed, maybe he has the best of intentions, but it's like, why does, is that a threat? Right. It's like, why does it have to be about Jed though? Like, shouldn't this be about Harvey?
And ain't nobody gonna tell me where I can or cannot go. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of the truth, like I've done in every city I've ever been in. So y'all got to give us the same amount of time to figure it out as y'all trying to tell. Y'all been in it. Well, give us a chance to back you up. So I'm gonna tell you what I believe personally. At this point, due to what's happened today, it has changed everything. But I will not focus on the politics. I want to figure out what's wrong that's hurting the people who live here and focus on that. And that alone.
We're not getting no reports. That's our problem. But we don't know what's going on.
I think, okay, that may be a problem, but y'all got a plethora more. I'm telling you, you got a plethora.
So there's a resident. See, I have a problem with that. There's a resident. She's my neighbor. I know. I can tell. I live here. She lives here. You got family in 3 continents. She just said we're not getting no reports. She was right in that case. I totally agree. In other words, we're not getting the transparency. How can we, what was I going to say? Oh, how can we hold our officials accountable? unless we have the documentation for what's going on. So I mean, she is right. It's just, excuse me. Whew. We just want to be careful so that we're not being dismissive of people's concerns and perceptions of, especially of folks that live here. So, oops. Oh, sorry. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I just was checking that. Let's stay with what's going on. We do not need to be divided over. Right. Yeah, that you're so diplomatic. I'm trying. Well, and to thank you, Minion. To no apologies point, not that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to nitpick Jed, or like he's like nobody can tell me where to go. I don't think anyone's telling him, where he can or can't go either. I say I welcome anybody and everybody who wants to help. But at the same time, you can't be shocked if someone who has invested a lot of time and effort into the struggle, particularly if they are from the area, if they get upset with something that you say as an outsider, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's so anyway.
More.
But without the
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what I said before.
So that's my. I don't like that. I don't like where she's trying to say, "Hey, I live here, and this is what I think is a problem," and Jed's talking over her. No, because then it's becoming about him or about whoever else is yelling. So that's where I agree with the other lady, where she's like, it's not. We don't want to just be shouting, and whoever the loudest one is, that's the person we're going to listen to. No, my neighbor, she was quiet, but what she was saying was legitimate. She was right. Where was Jed when residents were being put out of their houses? That's that's a big issue. A few months ago, there was a live. Jed said that he met with the Mayor Clark, and that he thought the mayor was basically a good guy, that there was no injustice, and that they thought that this retention pond project was Jed and his team thought that it was a good thing. And we thought that they were supporting us. Well, they had been, to help fight for these residents for their homes. So that I still don't know why that changed so quickly overnight from the mayor. There's lots of injustice. Mayor Clark is oppressing people. Why is he putting people out of their homes to, oh, he's a great guy. We don't really need to come to Harvey right now. We don't really see any injustices. And the retention pond's a good deal. They're getting a lot of money. It was like, oh, how did that change so quickly? So I'm really not sure. As I told Jed, when we spoke last week, when we had he did the interview with the mayor, I guess he was angry with me or something because I spoke to Conscious about Harvey. Again, I will talk, just like he said, he doesn't want to be told where he can't go. I don't want to be told who I can't talk to. Or who I can and who I can't talk to. So, I mean, if somebody wants to help Harvey, I'm going to talk to them. We weren't talking about Jed. We were talking about how to help Harvey. So, and like I said, you got to be careful with trying to tell people, well, hey, I know you're from here and you want to say something, but be quiet. Let me tell you. Let me tell you instead, well, this is what you should be concerned about. It's like, well, what? But that was very hurtful and very disappointing because we thought that Jed and his team would help like these residents keep their homes, and he just said in the one live, and it just was like it was gone. It was like, oh no, it's okay. It's a good project now. I'm like, what? No, it's not. Like, that's horrible. Tell him to go down to MWRD district and protest them right. Shelby works on Jed's team. Now she did go down with us a few times, and she also helped us with a really nice silent protest. So she did. I do appreciate she's helped us on quite a few occasions. Ryan, you have been here from the beginning fighting for justice in Harvey. I try, yeah. Because they bought and paid for him. Oh, yeah. Now, this is what's interesting, TC, because I wanted to wait, hold on. I want to play something for you though. Real quick. I'll let this play while I'm
And this is what I'm standing on. You all are getting grant money from the federal government. And guess what? But the state of Illinois is taking 40% of y'all grant money before it ever hits this village.
That's how you're right.
And guess what? Kobe nor the mayor is responsible for that.
Where's the mayor? Because we don't have a controller.
Yeah, wait, what? So all this stuff is happening, and then Jed brings up something about the comptroller. The state comptroller has nothing to do with it. If they're withholding money, that's because the Clark administration, like administrations before, or like the Kellogg administration, they owe money because they're not handling our money. And we don't even know how they're mishandling our money exactly because we're not given information, which my neighbor, the lady in the cap right there, she just told Jed, and Jed keeps trying to shout over her. I'm sorry, guys, but that's not right. I just hate how our attention was shifted to Jed after he arrived because he had to go. Right. The scene was him going off on an elderly resident from the community that he's supposed to be advocating for. Exactly. And again, it's not I don't care who you are, whoever is an activist, or whether you live here or you don't, you want to help Harvey, great. But at least let people have their say. I agree. It's like it shouldn't be the Jed show or about any one particular person, dominating. Like I think it's important that the residents' voices are heard first and foremost.
I know that we would love to believe that, but I'm gonna tell you something that you can easily research. I'm gonna tell you something that you can easily research, because one thing I'm not is a liar. Her name is Susanna Mendoza. That's who's responsible for that.
But see, I've been here since '95, sitting in front, so I know what's happening.
Okay.
So this is what we need some reports.
I don't think y'all hear me. I'm not trying to tell y'all who to support. If you support Kobe, support her all the way. If you support Clark, support them all the way. I don't care about them right now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the thing.
Oh, wait. As Diana said, let's all stick together. Let's focus on the issue at hand. Colby was arrested to harass her and to stop her from speaking out. So why did Chad just say that? I don't understand. Why did he just say that he's not talking about that? But what are you talking about? Because that's what we're here to cover. I don't understand that.
Things that got the city of Harvey looking the way it's looking. Y'all are getting federal funds. They're being taken from y'all from the state. Okay? That's all I just said. I didn't pick a side. Right now, guess what I'm finna go do? I'm finna fight like hell to make sure Kobe isn't in jail longer than she needs to be. I don't have no control over this. But there are people who want you to believe that just because you don't come in screaming and ranting and raving, that you are against the people in some movement. How dare anybody say that to me? I've been doing it.
Okay. Do you guys understand that? Again, I don't understand exactly what he's saying. Something about if you don't come in ranting and screaming, okay. But he is ranting and screaming. And by the way, remember I told you on the video from last week with the Clark interview, I did tell Jed if he had a problem or if there, thank you, Minion. Exactly. That's what I was confused about. Thank you. Right. If he had a problem, and I was like, oh yeah, you have my number. He has my number. Shelby, who works with him, you know, they have my number. So just give me a call, you know. And even today, you know, the whole time that we were there, Jed didn't come up to me and say, hey, Reinhardt, hey, you know, it really bothered me about the conscious thing. Let's talk about it. I'm there. If you want to call me, just give me a ring. But when I'm only hearing him in front of the cameras and it's a lot of shouting and disrupting, that's not what we want to see. You know, that is a little concerning. But I just wanted to make that clear again, like, you know, I'm always there to talk. Jed has my number. I'll give anybody my number. He's deflecting it. I don't know. It just seemed very strange. It was like, aren't we're supposed to be here to support Colby? Like, why are you shouting?
What is my whole life? But I talked to both of them, and I'm not afraid to say it on the record. I talked to both of them, and I'm not worried about how many cameras over there versus over here. I'm telling y'all, I talked to both. Do you want to see my call? Do you want to see my call log? I talked to Colby. What does it take to de-escalate this? I talked to Clark. What does it take to de-escalate this? And you know what I found out? They both think they're right, and they both entrenched in their opinion. So I take my hands off, and I'm focusing on the people.
So we got from 2019.
Okay, so I have to disagree with his assessment here in that it sounds like he's equivocating both sides. No. For the most part, you know, if it's me, Colby, Carlita, a lot of us that have been on the front lines taking the proverbial bullets, unfortunately, some, like the young 11-year-old who was grazed by a bullet last Wednesday, sometimes they are literal bullets because of this corruption. We just want the truth. Mayor Clark does not want the truth, and he's shown that over and over again. He wants his way or the highway. You cannot equivocate both sides. That's new. Both sides are not the same. That is not only disingenuous, it's dangerous. And it's extremely disrespectful to people like me, Colby, the lady Donna who was mauled, the 11-year-old who is recovering in the hospital right now, who had something with, like I said, I think was a grazing with a bullet. You don't just want to come in and start shouting and saying, well, I talked to both sides and like both sides are equally wrong. No, that's very offensive. Like, ooh, no, and it's just not accurate. What can he do for Colby? Why would she need to de-escalate? What is she doing? Thank you. Exactly. With the way Colby is treated and the way I'm treated too. Remember, he tried to call me a pedophile to discredit my ability to be a teacher, to be a realtor, and to be a community activist. That's disgusting and despicable. I and Colby and many other people, we have every right to go into our public meetings and yell and swear and do whatever we want because of the things that Clark is doing. But, you know, we don't. We remain calm, you know. I mean, we speak up, but I mean, we're never disrespectful. So I mean, it's crazy to equate and say like Colby and the rest of us are the same as Clark. That's not true.
Yeah, she did like a little press conference. She was talking to
You ain't doing no job. Nobody take pictures of my boy, man. You can't do that.
She's not here, so we're done. So I'm gonna log off right now, people. I'll update you by way of text or something. Ryan, this is ridiculous. Mangania, yes.
He tells me he's Mangania. He's not Mangania because I know Mangania.
Yeah, that's the detective.
Yeah, they're lying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this Jedediah person, he's just coming for some likes. Coming. Don't mention his name. Okay, I won't. I'm out, y'all.
And that's Martin G. Johnson. So thank you to Martin for showing up. He also has a YouTube as well.
Don't say nothing.
Annoying.
Please.
And Dwayne was like trying to get her to say. I understood, like he just didn't want a conflict to be breaking out. But I don't think she was antagonizing Jed, though. I think she was just trying to share her opinion.
Yes, sir. I like your food. And
This is the guy from CBS. What did I say? Charlie.
Mr. Man, I'm here. But that's what we needed it to be done.
I hope that they let her out tonight. Oh, okay, he's done. I'm like, what are you gonna tell us, Mr. Lawyer?
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
Police officer. She
Oh.
her mom that day. Just to catch everybody up, Kobe, Miss Chapman is being charged with 1 count of aggravated battery against a police officer.
Okay, there you go. Did you hear? So 1 count of aggravated battery. That's what it was. Which I think is totally bogus, by the way, that she did not do that. But oh wait, oh my God, did I show you guys? Let's see. Hopefully my browser doesn't freeze up. The city of Harvey just posted something. Let me see if it's still posted.
She will be appearing in court. They tell me, and I told them to let me know if it changes, but 9 a.m. tomorrow morning in Markham, Court 101. She'll go before the judge, and she'll be released.
Can you say that one more time?
Yes. Which part?
The first part.
Miss Chapman is being charged with 1 count of aggravated battery against a police officer. She'll appear at court tomorrow morning. They're processing her now here. They'll take her to Markham Courthouse tonight. She will spend the night there, and then she'll go before the judge at 9 a.m. tomorrow, courtroom 101 is what I was told. I hope that's accurate. I'll get there early and I'll find out for sure.
What do you think of these charges?
Oh, absolutely. The charges, I've seen the video. There's no basis for these charges. This is all, look, this is the 4th time now they've arrested her. All 3 cases have gone away very quickly. Once, the second one was once the state's attorney saw the evidence, she immediately.
Okay, so whew. Who's ready for some more drama? Oh boy. So we get home after the meeting. The city of Harvey posts this on their Facebook. It's still up. Like, again, all this stuff is with our tax money. You know, they pay the big bucks media people to do this, to try to make the mayor look good, which he is not good. So let me show you this. Wait, how do I? Oh, enlarge. There we go. Okay. I guess they're trying to, it's called the Colby Crash Out. Now, if I had glasses on, which I don't, wait, hold on. I love Regina. Yeah, no, she's done some good reporting. If I had glasses on, okay, I would be looking good. Seriously? Wait. Seriously. The Colby Crash Out. Okay. Not professional. We already know all these charges are trumped up and false, but like they just keep going with the smear campaign. I guess they think by doing this, showing the slow-mo video, that they're going to make it look bad. Colby didn't do anything wrong. This big old detective, Magana, that's him, if you want to look him up. You know, he's coming. She's just trying to gather her stuff. She's seated and he's standing. So there's already a huge power, you know, differential there, right? He's a man. She's a woman. She's just, it's very intimidating. I mean, that's just a natural instinct to be like, ooh, like, you know, don't be in my face like that. She's not assaulting him by any means, But I guess they wanted to share this to try to make her look bad. Like,
Don't touch my stuff. You should know that from the lawsuit.
I don't care. Let's go.
Bitch.
I don't care. Let's go.
Bitch.
Okay. So, oh, thank you. Yeah. Expose them. That's sick, right? Yes. Call them out, Mandy. This is terrible. Whoever posts this needs to be fired. It's either communication director or foremost strategy who does social media for politicians. Yes. So can you guys do me a favor, my wonderful online researching team? Figure out, I can tell you there's Glenn Harston, I think his name is. And his firm is Gemini Group. I know we pay them a ton of money to put out horrible, vicious propaganda to try to make Clark look good. So if you feel like research Glenn Harston with the Gemini Group. And then there is, I'm blanking on her name. There is a lady that works in the communications department. I don't know if she put this together. But yeah, I'm blanking on her name. She was at the animal function, the animal meeting. She was passing out the comment cards. But I think we should actually figure out who is doing this and expose them, because there's no way you're not going to use my tax money. I'm sure Mandy agrees, Diana agrees. You're not going to use our tax money to try to humiliate someone who she didn't do anything wrong. Foremost communication director, foremost strategy. So yeah, I agree. Let's shame them. They deserve to be shamed, folks. And so what that she said she called him B. She could call them much worse for all the times you get harassed and everything, and you didn't do anything wrong. Like, get out of here, people.
Go. Don't ever put your fucking hands on me.
Let's go.
Go. Don't ever put your fucking hands on me.
Why are they slowing it down? Like, what in the hell? Yes, she said that. Of course. I don't blame her at all. She didn't do anything wrong. I mean, do you guys think that she did something wrong? What am I missing here?
Let's go.
Holding on to me. At this point, he might push me over and I may fall. That's not a lady like that.
Okay. Why would she be acting quote unquote ladylike when she has men abusing her and manhandling her? What do you expect her just to take it and be like a little slave girl or something, you know? Like, yes, master. Like, that is beyond the pale disrespectful. And I'm sorry, but Detective Baptiste, I took when Clark first was elected, his first term, I took the police community like community, not relations, but you know, like a class where they teach you different things about the Harvey police and what they do. I loved her class and everything, but she was there looking when I was arrested. And it's just like, how can you just go along with this? It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating for me. So, like, you're a woman and you're reprimanding her, saying it's not ladylike. What? Because she's supposed to just take the abuse? Like, ugh.
I got a lawyer. Magayan, bitch. That's not a lady like that. That what? Magayan.
Again,
bitch.
what?
That's not.
Again, okay, so you slow it down and replay it. Does that change anything? No. They have an email on the website. Oh, okay, cool. And you bet no, right? Exactly. Like, what? You don't need to do that. Literally, she was listening. So let's watch the video again. Again, remember, the city just did this. It's like they put it on repeat, but I guess they released this and they thought this was going to humiliate Colby. In my mind, it just shows you that as my alderwoman, she's just doing her job. She did not do anything wrong. They voted. I don't think they voted correctly, but they voted during that meeting on April 28th, same one where Clark called me a pedophile. They voted to, censure and have her removed. They told her to get her things. She was getting her things. And she pushed the guy away because Magana came up in her space. But she was getting her things. She was leaving. She wasn't fighting them. She was fighting the being manhandled. Right? Doesn't this make sense? The difference? To me, assault is I'm trying to harm you. You know what I mean? This is just someone's in my space. It's just no. But let's watch it again. And look how they manhandle her. Look. So she's saying, she's like, don't touch my stuff. Get out of my space, right? Let me gather my stuff. He doesn't listen. He comes closer. He touches her. Ooh. Okay. Tell me what she did wrong. What did she do wrong? You have a police department that harasses you nonstop. They've manhandled you before. Wouldn't you have a reaction too if they tried to touch you? Minion says, I agree, they have no case. I don't think she's being belligerent here. I mean, to me, I think this is just a very natural reaction. Someone's coming after you. Of course you're going to do that, And like I said, especially when people have history of stalking you at your home. And I mean, I wouldn't want them to touch me either. And look.
Don't touch my stuff. You should know that from the law.
Okay. Is she wrong? Tell me, is she wrong? Why should they be touching her stuff? Why? She was complying. It's not right that they wanted to kick her out of the meeting. Okay, but also notice across how you see here's Delaney and Shirley. Look, both female alderwomen, huge traitors. Okay. And Mandy brought this up before too, and some other people did. Oh, Mazurk did, I think. Politics overall, it's still a man's world, okay? It's hard for women to even, be an equal within politics. But then you're gonna let a fellow female politician be treated that way? Miss Shirley here. Do you know how often she would complain and yell when Mayor Kellogg would treat her with disrespect? Oh, it was not acceptable when Kellogg did it. So why are you going to sit there? Why wouldn't they? Thank you, TC. That's a good question. They had a woman officer there. At least one. Maybe more than one. They could have at least had a female officer, approach her, because it's a lot less threatening for if you're a female. But Shirley Drewinski, the lady on the right of your screen, the first ward alderwoman, she would go on and on and on, and in her ward meetings, in her newsletters, to the media, during the public, whenever she could, to my rights are being violated, and then Eric Kellogg's so horrible. Da, da, da. Maybe we should dig up some old video on that if someone has it. And now, because you're taking money and you sided with this dictator Clark, now it's okay. You're just gonna sit there, watch how Shirley does nothing.
I don't care. Let's go.
Horrible.
I don't care. Let's go.
So anyway, I just had to show that it's the stupidest thing. Stupidest.
And she will be. fairly common.
When this type of back and forth keeps happening, is there any legal steps that she can take against the city, the mayor, or whoever's bringing these charges for?
We currently have a federal lawsuit pending against the mayor on Kobe's behalf. Civil rights violations, Section 1983 violations. This just keeps adding to it, frankly.
Absolutely. Yep. Shirley needs to go too. Who wants to run for 2027? First ward. Woo! We need some Latinos. Harvey is over a third Hispanic. Come on, Latinos. We need you to come forward. Come to the meetings. Let's get you ready to run for 2027, okay? We have city positions. We have library positions. We have parks positions. We have school board positions. Because remember, we have multiple school boards. So we have one high school board, but we have 3 elementary school boards that cover Harvey. So we need you to come out. We need everybody to come out, but especially our Latinos. There's almost no Latino representation on our boards. And for a city that's over a third Latino, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Yes, sir. Yes. Amen, Crook. Crook knows it. But yeah, Shirley, we got to get her butt out of there. Don't complain under Kellogg and cry and cry and cry and yell and yell and yell and shout and shout and shout when you're mistreated. And then my alderwoman, Colby, is extremely professional at all times, even when she would have a moral right to go off with how she's been mistreated. And she's still, beyond professional. She gets horribly mistreated. And then you just sit there. Yeah, no. Nope. Not okay. Also, I'm that like Dan the lawyer said, like I'm in that lawsuit as well. It's a federal lawsuit. Why does it keep taking so long? Because they're using our tax money with Ansel Glink, that law firm, to just keep trying to delay and delay and delay in federal court. They're being, you know what's about it. We need new aldermen. Hallelujah. Yes, we do. Is Keith Price a Harvey resident? At least on paper, I don't know if he actually resides in Harvey. I'm not sure, but I think he's supposed to be. You have a board for each school. So, no, it's not. This is another issue. This is another problem with why Illinois property taxes are out of control. We need to condense our taxing districts. So it's very common, let's just say in the Chicago suburbs. So you'll have one, and each board levies its own taxes. So you'll have a board for elementary schools. Then you'll have a board for the high schools. Then you'll have a board for the, what did I say? For the park district. You'll have a board for the city. You'll have a board for, what am I forgetting, you guys? I guess that's it, right? Like city, parks, elementaries, high schools. Then there's other random stuff like there's the South Cook mosquito abatement district. Like, just put it under the county or something. Like, why do we need that? That and Janet Rogers, she was, I don't know if she was, did they remove her or whatever? But the one of the papers did a good article on that. So Janet Rogers is Tyrone Rogers' wife, and what was I gonna say? Janet. Oh, yeah. Okay. So they made her director. This is what these cronies do. It's so horrible. They made her they gave her a high-paying director position for the South Cook Mosquito Abatement District. Yes, it's its own taxing entity. Isn't that crazy? Like, just for mosquito treatment, just for South Cook County. Wait, what the hell? Mods, you can get rid of this Bernard Vincent. I don't know who you are. But what are you talking about? And skooma addict. Sounds like some Mayor Clark fans, maybe. So yeah, anyway, they appointed her this high paying job, you know, and like she doesn't know anything about treating pests. Anyway, so it's just so stupid. This is stupid stuff. But I hope they answered the question though, Wyoming. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we have way too many boards. Like we need to combine. Oh, and then about the multiple ones. So for instance, I ran for District 152. So most of Harvey elementary schools is covered by 152, but you have a portion of West Harvey and Dixmoor covered by 147. Then you have a portion of East Harvey covered by 151, which is mostly South Holland, but a little bit of and all of Phoenix, but a little bit of Harvey. So do you see it? It's just a mess. It's like this patchwork. You know, what we really need is to condense all these taxing districts. So what was your Bernard's comments were rude, but what was about? I agree with TC about abolishing the townships. What's your question, Skuma? I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know Mayor Clark, but he sounds like a true but yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you for getting that loser out. Yeah, get rid of him. Where's Crook when I need him? Okay, that's all right. I did it. I got rid of him. Okay, sorry.
The more we keep playing this game and the more we keep, you know, she keeps getting arrested on ridiculous charges that just don't exist, the more we're going to add to this lawsuit against the mayor, the city, and everybody else.
Can we put a charge directly on the mayor?
He is named as a defendant in the case, yes.
Are you able to share your cell phone for tomorrow? Because we're
Of course, I'll be here.
Can you just walk us through?
They read her rights. She signed a waiver acknowledging that she got her rights. They were going to ask her questions, and I quickly shut it down. I said she's going to exercise her Fifth Amendment right, and we're not going to talk. So that was it. It was pretty short and sweet. She has not been in handcuffs at any point. I'm sure she will be shortly, especially when they transport her to Markham. But as of right now, no. She's doing okay. She was a little, you know, you saw her beforehand, and this is not easy that she keeps going through this. And,
right.
But, you know, hopefully after this, you know, that people will understand and learn their lesson and stop these ridiculous charges.
Can you say that?
Yeah, hopefully he learns. What in the hell? Amora Poopy. Do you see the literal SHIT that we have to deal with as gays? Do you see this? Even if it's not someone connected with Mayor Clark or anybody else, like everybody take a look at that comment. You see, imagine if you had to deal with this every day. So this is why oh, okay, thank you, Crook. Crook says he's working on it. Thank you. This is why I want you all to come out on Monday, 6 p.m. We're going to have a press conference, and then hopefully we'll have a city council meeting. But I want to speak. I'm going to have some LGBT backers there, you know, but I want to speak particularly because obviously I stand with Colby. I always have, and anybody who's being harassed. But we have to remember that we're all equal. We're all human. We're all deserving of love and respect. I try to take the hits. I fly my rainbow flag literally in front of my house. I try to take the hits living here in Harvey because I know we have tons of closeted LGBT folks in Harvey and in the Southland, particularly those of color who really want to be able to be themselves, and they don't want to be kicked out of their homes. They don't want to be suicidal. They don't want to, have to try to live on the street and prostitute themselves to survive. All these things that have a very high incidence in the gay community, especially gay folks of color, and especially trans Black women alone. I mean, the amount that disappear or that are murdered that get no coverage, it's horrible. So I very purposefully choose to be, visible and out as gay. So, but I'm just reminding people that we go through a lot of crap that we shouldn't, harassment for it. So that's why come out Monday, 6 p.m. We're gonna have a meeting. I want to have a press conference at the beginning of it. Hopefully we can get an update on Colby if other people want to speak. But I want to remind people that this is important, that it's Pride Month. And even if it weren't Pride Month though, like LGBT people, we're people. We're all people. Let's respect each other. Our only enemies, our true enemies, are the rich, the evil rich at the top of society that are trying to treat us all like slaves. Okay. It's not a gay man. It's not a trans person that's, reading stories to kids or so, it's just, anyway. So let's remember who the enemies are and who they aren't. But I wanted to share that though, because I wanted you to see what kind of crap that we have to listen to all the time. So let's get rid of him. Schindler's List. What does that have to do with anything? Okay, another spammer. Harvey's getting like the movie. I've never seen that movie, but especially because what Tiffany did, I need to. I should probably watch it, huh? Oh my God. Yeah, do you see? Yes. Uh-huh. Yes. This is the crazy stuff that we have to deal with. Yeah, no, it's okay. I'm gonna take it down in a second, but I want people to see this. So imagine like one of the schools that I worked at. Remember the mayor accused me of being a pedophile and said there's an investigation at Thornton and everything. And I said, first of all, how did he know that information? I didn't tell him all that. So Mayor Clark has some interesting connections who are sharing confidential information from district staff and minors that were students at the time. The real issue was I complained to administration because I was getting bullied for being gay and harassed. And I just got tired of dealing with it because administration didn't care. Now, the crazy thing is, why do I have to make a special deal? Some people are like, who cares? Whatever, gay, Black, whatever. It's not always the same, especially if you are in a community especially if you've never been gay and or trans or whatever, if you've never been gay and either Black or brown skin, it's a lot different. It's really difficult. Unfortunately, when I taught at Thornton, like if I had been, let's say, a Black female and I was being subjected to racial insults or something, I think there would have been a lot of outrage, right? But because I was a white gay male, I mean, I literally got ignored by the union and by the administration there. They did not care that I was getting bullied. Now, could you imagine? What if I had been a Black female teacher saying, I have students calling me the N-word and they're doing this and this and this? Oh my God. Al Sharpton would have come. So we have to remind ourselves that every life is valuable. Every person is valuable. And especially, it's good timing, right? With Pride Month. This is really, really important. So that's the irony, because then Clark wanted to take that and twist that, which, like I said, a lot of that information he must have obtained through some sort of illegal methods, because a lot of that stuff was confidential. Like, he shouldn't even known about it, but they were complaints about students. And I told the administration that the students were trying to, they were trying to make something scandalous. They were doing whatever they could to try to get me fired. I didn't do anything wrong. And yeah, they were just very, So, you know, well, I'll come for them one day. Brian, will you be at court tomorrow? Yes, I'll be there. I will be there. But yeah, so it's just interesting. You know, I just want people to remember that we deal with a lot of crap. I would sue the district also. Yeah, I tried, but the lawyer said basically you had to. What did they tell me? And I know this sounds horrible, right? But they said I would have had to have stayed and kept taking all that abuse and been fired. Well, I was not fired. I mean, I wasn't perfect, but I'm a pretty darn good teacher. I think I love teaching French. We taught mostly French, taught a little English too at not at Thornton, but I always made French fun, and I really tried to help you know, we would do like French rap and music videos. I really tried to make it fun. A lot of my kids didn't want to be in school learning anything. I had some kids that really, really struggled with school. So I did my best, you know, it was an elective and I really made it fun. Most of my students were great. It was only a very small minority that were trying to get me fired, but they were vicious. But yeah, the lawyers were like, oh yeah, you would have had to have gotten fired and then we could sue for you. I'm like, well, no, I don't like that doesn't do me any good. It's, you know, it was just that the work environment was so oppressive. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Charge one more time, I apologize.
No problem. Aggravated battery on a police officer. And I asked him what class felony it was, and he didn't even know.
He didn't. How can you not even know what crime you're charging people? Jesus. Inept and corrupt.
No, there'll be no further charges. Literally just one count against a police officer. Again, I saw the video. I have no idea where they're coming from on this, but we'll see. So.
Could you comment on I'm a second ward resident, so she's my alderwoman. She sent out a letter to all of us, a copy of a letter where Harvey police sent out this notice that said the jail cells here are not fit to put humans in. We have not received any notification since then that they are in proper condition. So would you care to comment on that, or is there anything we can do? I'm concerned for my alderwoman, and
she will not be staying here, so it's not an issue. I don't know anything about the jail cells, unfortunately.
Okay,
they're going to transport her to Markham as soon as they process
to Markham? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's, you know. What's that? Here.
So, by the way, yeah, there's another thing. If you didn't know that, I don't have a copy of me right now, but Colby had shared that with us. The city itself, this was last year, put something out and they're like, oh yeah, basically our jail cells are unusable. So, Lady Luck, hey girlfriend, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's been quite a day for us here in Hardy. Cray. But isn't that crazy? Like, how can you have a jail that has no usable cells? Like, I want to see pictures. Shoot, I want to see pictures and video. What does our jail look like? Oh, Minion says hey too. Lady Luck Club also has a channel. So if you want to share your channel and check that, so our viewers can check that out, or the mods can. Well, I think the mods they're occupied with crazy stuff on Facebook. I did a live and went off. Oh, okay. Oh, you did. Yay. That means she will be released from 26 in California if she's going to felony court at Markham. Oh, I thought they were going to hold her at Markham. Wait, you think that they're taking her to 26 in California? I hope not, but oh well. Well, we're going to check out. It's 9 a.m. tomorrow if you guys want to check on Colby.
They're not usable. They can't even
You know how it is.
9 a.m. at Markham.
9 a.m.
It'll be short and they haven't put it into the system, so they don't even have it.
They don't have their shit together.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Vivian too. If you heard her, yes, so she came and covered it as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we out.
I think she went live. One more thing I wanted to share with you guys. That's mandatory. You have to process there and process out. Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Crook. So they have to be processed at 26 in California, and then, but then she could still be held at Markham. They transported her to Markham. I'm still checking the inmate search. I didn't see anything. Okay. Lady Luck, isn't this the craziest you know what that you have ever seen? Like, literally, we have people. Well, first of all, I feel like half or more of our police are criminals. Like, if anything, they're dangerous. They're rejects from other departments that have violated people's rights and done all sorts of crazy shit. But the mayor hires them because he knows and they know they're probably not going to get hired anywhere else. So then they're going to be loyal to him, right? Because they want this job and it's decent money. But they're literally the criminals. And then they're going to put an alderwoman. She's my alderwoman too. You know, she's doing her job. She's not doing anything wrong. They're going to put her in the jail cell. How about putting like half or more of our police department in the jail cells? That's what they should do to protect our city. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So keep standing up, keep speaking up, people. She'll go to Markham for court. Either they drop the case or give her a bond or whatever determination is. She still would have to process out a 26-inch cow. Oh, you meant 26 in California. Okay. I'm like, a process out a 26-inch cow. What is that? I figured that that's probably what you meant, is 26 California. But I did want to share, someone brought to my attention something that Jed said, and I really don't think it's fair to Harvey, and I don't think it's fair to Colby. So let's take a quick listen to this.
Recognize who the authority is in the room.
It was called Belt to Ass broadcast. And Jed said that he was taking a belt to, I guess, Mayor Clark and Colby, which again, I don't agree with that. They're not equal, okay? Colby and our struggle as Harvey residents and Southland residents seeking the truth is not the same as Mayor Clark's struggle to oppress people so he can steal property and money. Those are not the same struggles.
And I move accordingly, okay? So Loud Room React said, that man been paid. He said, talk it over and get over it. Well, let me bring this to your attention. The mayor did not order for the anybody to be arrested. That is a decision that is made by a police officer. They have a right, or they have an opportunity to decline the any unlawful instruction. They can resist an unlawful and unconstitutional instruction. And so,
ooh, Lady Luck, you sound like you know the legal system. I don't know how you know that, but you sound very convincing to me. Well, there's probable cause hearing in the morning, so the prosecutor is forced to present some evidence. Yeah, she'll still go to Markham. Oh, okay, you just corrected it. Yeah.
I have. She's been on the show, and Kobe Chapman is more than welcome to be on INA at any time.
Now, that first part, I agree with Jed, where basically he's saying, you know, the police, really, they have a duty to uphold their oath to the Constitution, and, you know, they're supposed to be serving and protecting. So just because your boss tells you to do something that's illegal or unethical, that doesn't, you can't just do it and then say, oh, well, that's what I was ordered to do. No, you still have a duty to follow what's right, you know. So I agree with Jed in that.
Time. But it is my understanding through the grapevine that Kobe Chapman made a comment that I was paid. Basically, that I've compromised myself.
Now that I have a problem with. So Jed just said it's his understanding that through the grapevine, so rumor gossip, that Colby said he was paid, that he's compromised. Paid, I don't know if he said who was paying him, Mayor Clark or another politician or something, but That's not fair to Colby. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to anybody in Harvey or in the Southland that is fighting for better government. If we're going to be activists together, you know, that's where we have to talk to each other directly. So that, again, that's not right. You can't just say through the grapevine. That means there's a rumor that Colby said that I got paid. That's throwing Colby under the bus. That's not fair to her. Let's listen to that one more time. Hold on.
The important questions. I recognize who the authority is in the room and I move accordingly. Okay? Chapman, and I expressed to her that I was coming, and I told her how I was coming. That is how I learned about the 2 pens, 1 property.
Oh, sorry.
Over it. Well, let me bring this to your attention. The mayor did not order for the anybody to be arrested.
Oops.
Basically, 2 sides that need to have a conversation.
The mayor didn't order for anybody to be arrested. No, he's still over the police, so I don't agree with that. No. Let's not defend the mayor here.
And get over it. Now,
Jed, wait, did I miss the other thing? Sorry, I wanted to go back to play the other thing he said again.
Seeing and exposing the truth, but our goal in being there would be ultimately for the quality of life of the people, because we believe that the politics is literally more personal than it is about the people. And we think it on both sides. So in other words, we have come to a conclusion here in our small little corner of INA that, and maybe not everybody in INA, but I would say a good deal of them. We believe that that what's going on in Harvey is basically 2 sides that need to have a conversation and get over it.
What do you guys think about that? Oh, how do you get to the transcript of a video? Yeah, because that was helping me. You know, Jed, a lot of times his videos are long too, so I was trying to find this one point. It says on the, like, below the video, it'll say transcript, and then you click on it and it should open to the right. Sorry, excuse the... Oh, yeah, I figured that. Yeah, oh, you're fine, Crook. Thank you again for your help. So he says both sides. I disagree with that, Jed. That's not what the Harvey conflict is. You can't just say it's 2 sides disagreeing and they need to get over it. That's, again, it's patronizing. It's too simplistic, and it's just not true. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know what you guys think about that, but feel free to disagree. If you think Jed's right.
Now, here is a new angle.
Here's the transcript. See underneath?
I've been an advocate for a long time. I follow the law. That is how I'm able to do what I need to do. So I follow the law. Go back and look. I was just kicked out of city council in Flint, Michigan. I used the letter of the law. I asked the important questions.
Now, did anybody watch the video? I didn't watch the video, but again, to my understanding, but I thought Jed was very upset about being kicked out. That's why I don't understand. It's almost like he's saying Colby should just follow the law because he follows the law, like in Flint. But I thought he brought a megaphone in or something, and he was mad that he was put out. But like I said, I have time to watch people's videos, so I'm not sure exactly. Full of crap if he condoned wrongdoing by Mayor Clark. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, in this video, it sounds like that. Yeah. No, this has been going on for 3 years. Yeah. This is not a civil issue. This is a matter of someone being charged with a felonious charge at this point for having 2 other charges dismissed. Yeah, okay. So it's like it's criminal, right? Hey, D-Love, she says.
Recognize who the authority is in the room, and I move accordingly. Okay? So Loud Room React said, that man been paid. He said, talk it over and get over it. Well, let me bring this to your attention. The mayor did not order for the anybody to be arrested. That is a decision that is made by a police officer. They have a right, or they have an opportunity to decline the any unlawful instruction. They can resist an unlawful and unconstitutional instruction.
Right. I agree with that, but I still, and again, you guys feel free to share your opinion. I still don't think that absolves the mayor from his, like, he's still over the police. So that's why I always say Clark arrests so-and-so, whatever, because ultimately it's his decision. He's literally fired so many chiefs because they have not, they won't listen to him. Foxy said he's trying to charge her with a felony so she won't be able to. Right. Exactly. Yep. Because if you get a felony, you can't run for city or I think state office. But it's also really weird and random. Wait, oops. Okay, sorry. Yeah, because like there's some, like I said, there was a guy that I voted for. He lives in Midlothian and he had a felony for probably like some marijuana possession, something stupid. So it's weird because he couldn't run for like a state office, I think it is, or local, but he could run for a county office. Isn't that strange? It's like, okay. I've noticed he likes to go after women. He doesn't really confront men. He stayed on Tiffany Henry's ass, but I haven't seen him go after Clark. Oh. Do you guys agree with TC's observation? That's interesting. That is very interesting. Let's see. They have been trying for 3 years to give Colby a felony. This sounds like harassment. We want change and to feel safe, right? I think that's what you meant. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yes, and to feel safe, right? I pulled up the state statute code on that. Chris is doing this on purpose. Yes, right, correct. Also, if you remember past Harvey politics, in, I want to say it was 2015, maybe? No, because I was living here, 2016, 2017. So anyway, Lamont Brown was elected as an alderman, and Kellogg and his allies were not a fan. That was when he was alderman at the time. Clark, Drewinski, Joseph Whittington was my alderman at the time, and then Lamont Brown. So they would boycott the meetings. They were complaining that Kellogg was corrupt, which he was corrupt. I don't disagree with that. But they were doing things like they really were going out of their way to damage the city. Like we lost out on a lot of possible businesses and everything. Not disagreeing that Kellogg was corrupt. He was. He's the reason why Harvey looks so run down. 16 years of Kellogg. But the four of them would do this just like we see now, except like right now you have the majority of the board, 4 that vote with the mayor, and then 2 that vote more so with the people. So then it was the opposite. So they would constantly shut down city meetings and everything because they would let's say they would sit outside of City Hall when the meeting was supposed to take place, and so they couldn't have a meeting. They'd shut it down. Maybe they talked to the press. So they did this for a while, and then eventually Kellogg and his allies got Lamont Brown removed as an alderman because apparently he had a felony on his record. So it is in fairly recent Harvey history.
And so I have, she's been on the show, and Kobe Chapman is more than welcome to be on INA at any time. But it is my understanding through the grapevine that Kobe Chapman made a comment that I was paid. Basically, that I've
Okay, so, and if someone can someone tell me how to like just go back just like small amounts on, oh, I figured it out. Never mind. Listen to this again. Listen.
Chapman made a comment at any time. But it is my understanding through the grapevine that Kobe Chapman made a comment that I was paid. But it is my understanding through the grapevine that Kobe Chapman made a comment that I was paid.
Listen.
But it is my understanding through the grapevine that Kobe Chapman made a comment that I was paid. Basically, that I've compromised myself.
So, through the grapevine, Colby said Jed was getting paid. Okay, just to make that clear. So it's not direct, you know, he's not quoting a direct conversation that he and Colby had.
That offended the fuck out of me. I literally was sitting with Kobe Chapman and I expressed to her that I was coming and I told her how I was coming. That is how I learned about the.
Okay. But again, this is my issue. Remember, Jed said he was upset with me for talking to Conscious. And I said, but Jed, you have my number. Just like give me a call. Like I'm not trying to like get angry at anybody or be dramatic, whatever. But this is just the grapevine miracle. Right. It's just it's very gossipy. This is not professional. This is not the kind of help we want. No. This is not good. It's throwing Colby under the bus. So Jed's saying he's very upset about the accusation that he's getting paid, you know, to be in Harvey, but why does he have to throw Colby under the bus for it? And then showing up today and, you know, trying to make a noise and fight and everything. And again, so it's just, I don't feel like it's very respectful or helpful to the cause. But I don't know. It was just, that really surprised me.
2 pins, 1 property. It was through her. I didn't learn that through our FOIA. I learned that through her. So I understood her perspective. And so for me to have that kind of perception simply because the mayor came on my screen that I paid and that I have compromised my integrity is fucked up. But okay, I get it. So here it goes.
But oh, you guys need to get him out of Harvey. No, but you know what? I don't intend on gatekeeping. Like, it's a free country, and these are all public meetings. You know what I mean? I think no matter what happens, if we get more eyes on Harvey, I think more eyes are better. But I'm just saying, like, we just have to clarify some things. You know, if things come out that they're just not true, and that's not fair. That's a very cheap shot at Colby. He's not going to win unless he does some shit. Yeah, it's just because, you know, Jed's saying he's angry that he's accused of being paid to be in Harvey because he heard a rumor that's what Colby said. Like, again, no. It's demeaning and it belittles her struggle to help the people. So it's not, I can't support that.
Here is the different angle. After FOIA and why I say what I need to say. And I'll express that more in detail. Hopefully I do a great job.
Oh, okay. And so then he paid. And then also I want to say, okay, so we have to fight and potentially sue to get our FOIAs fulfilled. Why is Jed getting his FOIAs fulfilled so quickly? What is the secret? He's not there to help the residents. He's here for the spotlight. Yeah. Well, whether it's true or not, like I said, I have to at least, if I see, like in this case, he's trying to throw Colby under the bus, you know, like, no, that's not okay. So anyway, he says he gets the FOIA really quickly. and then shows this video. We've already seen the video. It's from, do you notice it's the same video that the city just shared?
Now, you want to say paid? I say this is the place where no injustice rests. I'm going to replay that. You tell me what you see. Loud room, you got something loud to say? So when I go into a situation, I basically look for what the facts say. I don't pick a side. I don't try to let my opinion of anybody or anything, oh, now she was wrong. So are you paid too, loud room? What's wrong with you? So basically, I don't even know if this is the reason why she was arrested. I do know that I just saw a and he upgraded his level of force based on the reaction that he got. So at the end of the day, I stand firmly on the facts and what I said. She was not right in how she handled it. I don't think that Mayor Clark was right in how he handled it. And let me tell you why. The law is ignorant to the environment. And that is why we as humans must have the conscience to determine things that are right. And so what I want you all to understand is that ignorance to the law is no excuse for breaking it. If what was done, even if it was a reaction, was done illegally or wrong, allegedly, then that is what you deal with. But get this, I believe that Clark could have given concession, or wait a minute, I don't even know if I could truly say that, because if the rules stated that they were voting, and if the council voted, I believe that the fight should have been another way. That's when you organize the community and there's a different type of way to handle it. You don't.
So Mayor Clark thinks his seat is at risk. Absolutely, yeah. Yep. I saw a cop touch her first, and then she had a knee-jerk reaction. Who made the initial contact is the question. Yeah. So no, that could be defense. Plus, the cop tried to grab her personal property. Yes, yeah, that's what. And before you came on, Lady Luck, yeah, I played the video that the city shared a few times to try to make her look bad, and that is basically what it was. You know, she was complying, she was gathering her stuff, but she was seated. So remember, you have an imbalance of power, right? You have a seated woman with a standing man with a gun and a bulletproof vest, you know, intimidating over her. And she wasn't moving, appeared not to be moving quickly enough for him. And so then he came in and then reached around and touched her on the back. And then that's when she was like, so yeah, I think it was just a natural, like, whoa, you know, she wasn't trying to hurt him, but she was just like, you know, you're in my bubble. The officer should have announced he was going to get physical to avoid the knee-jerk reaction, right? And why didn't he? Because he didn't need to touch her. She was already gathering her things. It just wasn't fast enough. He was probably trying to impress Clark. She was not wrong when the cop touched her and or her personal property. That's based on what I saw. I agree, Lady Luck. That's what I thought too. Yep, absolutely. But isn't this interesting? So it sounds like we're not agreeing with Jed's assessment. Yeah, because Jed's saying that she was wrong, but I don't think so. I really don't think so. The cop didn't have to make initial contact, period. She was complying at a reasonable pace. That would be my defense. Exactly. Mine too. Right. Yeah, it's not reasonable for him to put hands on her. Like, she's not a threat. Yeah, so that was very weird. I think that was just about it with Jed's.
Don't gotta like it, but you can't tell me that I just lied. Now, I want to bring your attention to something else. In the interview with Mayor Clark.
Oh, and he says this again. This is what I don't agree with, though.
To mispresent the facts that are actually facts. But what I'm telling you is both sides need to stop it, sit it down, talk it out, and let's work for the betterment.
Okay. So, yeah, it appears biased. I agree. But coming in saying, you know, I'm a super advocate and we all just have to sit down and talk. Again, that is not only inaccurate, we have been sitting down and talking with this mayor. Many of us, like me, supported him at first because he posed as a reformer, okay, against a very corrupt Mayor Kellogg. Just as people supported Tiffany originally, people supported Kellogg originally. So when we've been trying to dialogue and have been faced with, you know, ticketing, arrests, character assassinations, things like this for 6 years, and you're going to come in and tell us that we just need to stop like we're bad children and we need to talk to each other, it's just not what's going on. That's an incorrect assessment. To go further, though, it's patronizing. It sounds like it's telling us as residents, you know, this is what you need to do, without actually listening to what we're saying. Well, we have talked to him, and he doesn't listen. He just retaliates, and he says, "Oh, I hear what you're saying, but I don't care, and you're going to listen to me. And if you don't, you know, I'm going to come after your job, your character." I'll ticket you. Like I have a whole pile of bogus tickets for a building in Harvey. Why? Well, Jed, it's because the mayor doesn't like what I have to say. It's not a matter of sitting down with him and just magically just work it out. He doesn't want to work it out. He hasn't wanted to work anything out for 6 years. So I really, really have to disagree with that assessment. That's not going to help the situation. To just say, "Oh, y'all need to come together and sit down and talk." No, it's very disrespectful to all the work that we have been doing over the past years.
Of the citizens of the village of the city of Harvey. Now, who got something to say? I'm gonna wait for your comment. Tell me about how compromised I am. Tell me about how disingenuous I am. Tell me where I'm lying so far. And I'm gonna be honest. There's not enough conversation. There's not enough humility. There is not even enough of a fucking go to really know which side to stand on in the city of Harvey, because it's all personal.
Chris doesn't want to work anything out, and Chris is not fooling everyone. Right, exactly. So this is the issue. So if Jed's going to try to throw Colby under the bus, throw me under the bus because I spoke to a YouTuber that he didn't think I should speak to, and now he just said there's not enough humility, something, not enough of a goal to really know which side to stand on the city. That's a problem. So you have Colby and me and other residents who have been fighting for years just for basic respect as human beings, so we don't get, arrested, harassed, fined, you name it, followed by police or whatever, just for wanting to participate in our government and wanting to know where the money is going. That is equal to Clark and his buddies who are trying to silence people and do all these horrible things. Like, if you have those two sides, you're not sure which side to stand with. Does anybody else have a problem with this? Like, please tell me I'm not crazy, because that's really problematic. That's not okay. If you Yeah, exactly, TC. That's what I was thinking too. If you don't stand on the right side, like why exactly? Why would he come to Harvey? And Jed said earlier this year, after we had gotten to know, some of the folks on his team, we were like, okay, that's awesome. Like we weren't depending on them like they were our saviors or anything, but we were like, oh cool, they're gonna come help us. And then without consulting anyone in Harvey at all, he just posted his video and said, oh, I met with Mayor Clark. He's a great guy. There's no injustice in Harvey. And that retention pond, yeah, no, it's fine. That's a good thing. Yeah. And they're all getting paid a lot of money for it anyway. So who cares if they lose their homes, See, like I said, if I had glasses, I should get my fake glasses out because I don't really need glasses. But I'm just imagine I'm looking at you over and I'm blinking. What my old French teacher used to do, like, pardon, pardon, like really, seriously. And then after that, we did have a conversation with Jed, and he said he would. It sounded like he was trying to kind of backtrack that because we were upset, our team, obviously. Like, well, we thought you were going to help us. What do you mean you met with Clark and now he's a good guy? How did that happen so quickly? And then he said, okay, well, if Colby wants me to come, I'll come. And then of course Colby's like, she's like, her response is like mine, where it's like, well, whoever wants to help, of course. You know what I mean? We're not going to say no. But then we didn't hear from Jed or his team. We really didn't hear much for a while. I think he said, because in that same video, he was asking people like to say, hey, where should we go next? We don't see any injustice in Harvey. So then I think he went to like Atlanta and then Flint. And then all of a sudden, as Tiffany was out of office and, the April election happened, Tiffany's out of office. And then Harvey started getting in the news again. Like I covered the library meetings. We had the April 28th arrest. I was called a pedophile. But Harvey was getting in the news again. And then all of a sudden, Jed had shared a video that where he said, well, yeah, and I'm not happy with Ryan now, basically, because he was talking to Conscious, and I don't like Conscious, and Ryan's probably doing it to get back at me because he thought I wouldn't come to Harvey. I'm like, no, Jed, this is nothing about you. I'm just talking on her show because it's a more exposure so people know what's happening in Harvey. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so Jed apparently got upset about that. Didn't contact me, just said it on a live. I wouldn't have even known except someone told me. And then said that he felt in his spirit that it was a spiritual thing, I guess, that now he could come to Harvey. So it was like, but wait, how are we not supposed to feel betrayed and hurt and used when you let us on for months saying that you were going to come help? And then all of a sudden you say, oh, well, Clark's not bad after all. I met with him and there's not really any injustice. So now where should I go next, guys? And then you're gone for a few months. And then you come back and you say you're mad at me. And, but the Holy Spirit or God tells you to come back to Harvey. It's very confusing. So, yeah, anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there and be like, am I the only one that is confused by this? Because it's very like, huh? Oop.
You got people, I said it before and I'll say it again. You got people fighting on what's not in Harvey, but you are not paying your taxes. You can't hold an elected representative accountable for how they spending the money if you're not giving it to them.
Did we hear that right? Let's listen to that again.
accountable for how the taxes. You can't on what's not in Harvey, but you are not paying your taxes. You can't hold an elected representative accountable for how they spending the money if you're not giving it to them. You are not paying your taxes. People fighting on what's not in Harvey, but you are not paying your taxes. You can't on what's not in Harvey, but you are not paying your taxes. People fighting on what's not in Harvey, but you are not paying your taxes.
Who does this sound like? Sounds like Mayor Clark. This is what Mayor Clark says all the time. He always harps on the businesses that he says are not paying their taxes. Therefore, he wants to close them down. Never mind the fact that most of them rent. They don't own their space, so they're not accountable. They're not responsible to pay the taxes. But even if they did own their space, it's not the city's job to do that. The taxes go to the county. The county collects taxes, and then the county or the state sends them back to we're talking about property taxes here. The state will send them back to the different taxing bodies. Like who? He didn't pay taxes in Dalton, but he tried to hold Tiffany accountable. Oh, really? Oh, okay, I never knew that, but it's interesting because and then I'm thinking like, well, who is he talking about? So he's not naming any names. I'm like, I pay my property taxes. I can't think of anybody, at least in our concerned citizens group that doesn't pay their taxes. So unless he's harping on these businesses where most of them are renting their own space and Clark closes them down because he just wants to extort them for money, like how this is not helping, Jed. Somebody help me. Somebody chime in besides TC here, because obviously TC's getting it. But I mean, do you see how I'm having a really hard time understanding how is this happening? Or I mean, how is this helping, Jed? What if you are tax exempt legitimately? So he shouldn't be accountable because you don't pay a tax. Oh, that's true too. Well, and don't forget, remember our churches are tax exempt, and this is how Clark gets around that. Notice Jed didn't even mention that. Because what had Clark done to try to get around that is he's charging churches for business licenses, even though in his live they did with Jed, he said, "Oh, they're not business licenses." Clark, I don't care. You can call them purple dog eaters for all I care. The fact of the matter is, you're making churches pay hundreds of dollars for a license or whatever you want to call it yearly. And they don't need to pay the city that much money for a yearly or twice yearly or whatever safety inspection. That's never happened in Harvey history. Don't call it normal. It's not normal. You're just greedy for money and you're extorting people. But why didn't Jed mention that? That's what we need help with. That is injustice. That's literally the definition of injustice. Like, you are tax exempt, but now the mayor's going to give you a new fee, a business license. If you don't pay taxes, the county, right. The county has its own way of dealing with that. They have tax sales, and people can buy your taxes, and then you have a certain amount of time to redeem them, and blah blah blah. But that's not the responsibility of the municipality. So anyway, that really, again, I'm just confused with what Jed's getting at here. So if you're not going to mention the churches being extorted for money or the businesses being extorted for the money, or, you're going to say basically Colby did something wrong, which she clearly did not. How is any of this helping?
You can't hold an elected representative accountable for how they spending the money if you're not giving it to them. If they answer my calls after this broadcast, because now everybody gonna be like, oh shit, he is coming down the middle, because that's the only way I can come.
I don't know what you guys think, but I have to disagree. This is not the middle. It's sounding like he is coming very firmly on Clark's side.
But I will reiterate, I don't see neither one of them to be bad as of yet. I just think that there's immaturity and there's politics going on over people. And I ain't seen not one person say nothing, not even the dumb shit Loud Room React said. So do you want to consider apologizing to me for playing in my fucking face? Because guess what? While y'all want to talk about selling out, I'm sitting here at home in the last days of my in my home because I got to leave because my location has been compromised. It's not last days of my fucking.
Okay, so again, and I promise we'll wrap up. It's 2:11. I know I need to go to bed. But help me understand, guys. I'm not understanding this. So Jed wants us to apologize because he has to leave his home because it's been compromised. Hello, help me here. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Does anyone else understand what Jed's trying to say? Remember, he came to Dalton while Riley Rogers was mayor, and Riley told him to leave town. Guess what? He left. Oh, really? Okay, and I didn't know that. Well, DC, you got a good memory about this stuff. But anyway, that's it for tonight. Anybody else? I don't remember what he came for. I think a police incident. Anybody have anything to add? Otherwise, I guess I better sleep so I can go see Colby. Remember, tomorrow, 9 a.m., Markham Courthouse. Okay. You can say goodnight to Hubert. Look, he's all comfy. Wait, is he in the screen? Okay, there you go. Say goodnight, Hubert. He says bonne nuit. I'm sure French isn't bad, but we'll say bonne nuit, good night in French to you guys. It says 16. Are there actually 16 people listening? I guess most people are listening. TC, you win the award for the commentating tonight. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for some of the donations. We'll have to talk to Cheryl and Donna too, because I think maybe they're going to start a GoFundMe for her. To help with the costs of everything because of the mauling incident. And I'll try to make my Amazon list so you guys can, if people want to donate or help me get some things. I know Burgundy was kind enough to donate some extra things that she had that people had gotten her, I think multiples of from her Amazon wish list. So that was nice of her. One of them is like a mount that I'm going to try for the car so we can do ride-alongs. Is anybody excited about Harvey ride-alongs? But yeah, I should work on that at some point. My wish list. And then, oh my God, if you guys. Yeah, if you have anything that you want any ideas of ways to volunteer or help with, like, yeah, there's so many. We have a lot of great people in Harvey, a lot of great causes. Just a matter of making sure we get some of these corrupt people out of the way so that everyone else can live their life in peace. So, okay, guys. So if there's nothing else, then you guys have a wonderful rest, and we'll talk tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. And like I said, Hubert says good night. And yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Bonne nuit. Oh yes, good night, Crook.